welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm just Punch Harder Doug.
And I'm Ken, the Planet Smoocher.
We are the world's strongest under the heavens, trio de dangers here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. This episode, we're going to be taking another pass at reviewing Dragon Ball Z Movie 6, but first, I got a couple of things. It's our first time recording since our big Sensei Parents episode of the show, as well as our very fun in-person one. And we got a lot of really great feedback, a lot of discussions, which was really great to see. But I just wanted to take a moment to address some feedback we got from friend of the show, Tom, from the Final Forum podcast. He sent a very thoughtful and insightful email, and I wanted to read a part of it here. He says, "Hey guys, just wanted to drop a line here, not meant as a gotcha or anything like that, and I know you emphasized multiple times that none of you are parents, but that said, shaming Gyūmaō because of what Chi-Chi, who at the time was I think 11, wears is not a great look. As a father of a daughter, I have had dress code violations sent home to my child over the years from school, and I consistently crumple them into balls and throw them in the trash. What young girls are comfortable wearing should be at nobody's business but their own. Adding to body shaming, self-esteem issues, and double standards of the sexes by putting an adult what is proper attire standard on a child is a bit problematic. Chi-Chi is an autonomous person who knows what she is comfortable wearing, and we shouldn't feel like we can police a woman's choice of clothing." So I wanted to say, absolutely, 100% agree. I dug out what I'd like to call some boomer opinions there on that episode. And I should have been more thoughtful in how I wanted to approach an argument for my opinion. We shouldn't be out here policing women and girls for their choice of self-expression, which could add to the issues of body shaming, self-esteem, and double standards that women face in society every day. So I just wanted to apologize for that misstep to Tom and to our audience, and want to say that we want to do better. And Ken wants everybody...
It's every day with Randy. I'm over here wearing just a bra, and Randy's like, "You can't, Doug, you can't." So he's not policing women anymore, but he's just policing Doug. So I don't know.
Right.
We want to go with
it's
that.
No longer double standards because Doug is involved. But I do want to say that Ken wants to remind everyone that he was originally going to rank Gyūmaō much higher. So there's that. But I have one other thing, and that is that I would like to welcome back Mike LaBrie AKA VegettoEX from Kanzenshuu. Mike, nice to have you back on the show. How you been?
Oh, sorry. Hey, what are we doing? We podcasting?
Put that down.
We are podcasting. You got to join us here again. It's been a long time. What is the last time? Was it the plan to eradicate the Saiyans? Was the last episode you were on?
Who could say? Y'all are in my ears at least once a week. So
That's true.
I don't know. It's been a long time.
That's very fair. Well, what's new with you? I mean, we've only talked, what was it, 3 days ago for Mario Kart?
Yeah, already. You and me in particular, we're just chatting. Oh boy. I mean, what's up with me? Kanzenshuu related, we just did the giant live stream charity fundraiser. Thank you all y'all for hanging out. Doug in particular, throwing in a figure giveaway at the last second. That was awesome. We raised $1,600. That was pretty incredible.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I've been mining some of that for additional content. There's a highlights reel of that. That's about 16 minutes long. If you really want to see my brain fall apart at the 3-hour mark in there. If you want to watch the full thing, there's a whole secret panel in the middle of that live stream. So check that out. And then over on Kanzenshuu as a whole, we always have a lot of stuff going on the main site, on the wiki. I have a new rumor guide entry that's just about done. We were talking about it in our Patreon Discord the other day, and I was like, I think I can do that in an afternoon. And sure enough, it was like, clack, 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 clack. It's just about done. So, got a lot of cool stuff. And then I'm playing video games. Ken, you're happy. I was going to say you would be happy to know. You already know. I finished up Yakuza in Hawaii, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. It's a shame, as you said, that's where the Yakuza franchise ends, right there.
What?
I guess I can go back. I still have the second PSP game to play. I started Dead Souls, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
How does Dead Souls fit into Yakuza?
It's a dream.
That works.
It's not Dark Souls, Doug. It's a different thing.
Yeah, it's not Dark Souls. The only other thing I mentioned, I put to sleep, but I'm playing Dragon Quest Monsters Caravan Heart on Game Boy Advance. There's a English fan translation of that. It's a Game Boy Advance game. It is like an evolutionary dead end of the Monsters franchise. And then it got rebooted for Joker on DS. It's just really interesting. A lot of Nakatsuru artwork for that game.
Oh, so, I've heard that name before.
That is life of Mike right now.
Nice. Very, very busy, which I'm not shocked knowing you. Doug, what's new with you, man?
I just got in this new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta figure, unofficial, third party, but I have to say it is absolute perfection. It is one of these figures that there's 2 versions out there right now. I just bought one. As soon as I got this and assembled it, yes, I have to assemble this figure from a Wolverine. This was Wolverine, now it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I went back and bought 2 more because I'm like, this is such a good figure. I recommend this to anyone who wants this because Tamashii Nations has not released it yet. So that's pretty cool. I'm working on a Vegeta SH Figure Arts video right now in the works. I'm going to compare the new Super Saiyan Vegeta to all the old ones. This is the very old one. That'll be fun. And also, you guys probably already heard it already, but there is a Doug cut of episode 134 out there right now.
Yes.
So if you haven't listened to that, go check it out. But yeah.
Heck yeah. Good times, man. And Ken, what's new with you?
Well, when I was assembling that Doug cut, I was really amazed by how easily it was to use the duck audio option in Audacity. So I just want to say shouts out to that. It was really plug and play. I just set everything up in the right order, and then Randy, you and I would duck right as Doug was talking. It was perfect, seamless.
Awesome.
Yeah, I watched a good chunk of that now. It was like, this working out pretty nice.
I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm waiting until it releases for us to then first hear the madness that I am.
Last night, I watched one cut of The Dead.
Oh, for the first time?
For the first time, based on you two talking about it. Mike, have you seen it?
No, and I remember you brought this up before. I'm looking it up again right now.
Don't look it up.
Don't look it up.
I'm going to say...
Don't look up anything.
It is the kind of thing that, Randy, you said for like the first 15 minutes, it was, and I quote, hot ass. I would say it's probably the first 35 minutes. It's hot ass. And then it's just the kind of thing on a wing and a prayer. You have to trust the people that tell you to keep watching it. And I kept watching it. And the whole time I was like, I'm going to go into this movie 6 review saying I hated one cut of The Dead. And I'm going to have to, and it's going to be an awful time. And then I let it keep going. And I was like, I get it. And it was awesome. And just if, again, like they said before, if you don't know anything about it, don't look it up. Just watch it. You have to go in on just the trust us and go into it.
Yeah.
It pays off how bad it is. It pays off.
Yeah. Even saying that is a little spoilerish, but yeah, it's still great.
That's good. I'm glad that you were able to come into this with a good and popular opinion as opposed to where things might go. But before we get into that, I have to go over what's new for me. There's a whole bunch of stuff at Summer Game Fest that was going on. I guess I'm finally going to have to play Code Veronica now that they're doing a remake for it. It's eluded me all these years. I read the novelization in high school. I'm not sure if that counts for anything.
Of course you did.
But I mean, I got into 4 and then I was like, I want to play these other ones, but they might be too spooky. So let me just read all the books first, just so that way that'll help things out. And,
reading the book.
I've heard good things about novelization before,
Oh, no.
Check it out.
Check it out. Every Saturday at grabyournearest.com. You have to sit through about 2 hours of Mario Kart.
On the edge of my seat every time.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, lots of stuff coming out, of course, Final Fantasy VII and all that. I'll keep it brief. Because I'm a psycho, I also have some new controllers. Got my Steam controller in, which is great. Ooh. Got a nice little skin on it, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Been playing with that. And then for playing Code Veronica and also the PC version of the Twilight Princess port, I got this neat thing. It's called a Nixie Warrior, and it's a wireless GameCube controller. You can replace the gates. Instead of being octagonal, you can just have circular. Don't know why you would do that. I'm just going to have the octagonal one just like normal. And it's very, very clicky buttons, which feels weird to me, but I'm pretty sure is good. It's got back paddles, which is different. Whoa. But anyway, it's kind of neat and, easily works with other devices that aren't Switches, like Ken playing with his NSO GameCube controller.
Hell yeah, brother.
Could you count how many controllers you have at this point, or is that just a number that's lost to time?
How many? There's ones that I have on display and ones that are probably just like, I have them, but they're just somewhere.
So lost to time. I can tell you I have 6, and I don't need to think or count. I just know I have 6.
We're probably at the 24 mark at this point. That's probably where we're at, including like Wii remotes and things and various PS4 controllers that like I don't really touch. They're just in a box somewhere. But yeah, that's where I'm at with my stupid controllers that I keep buying. Speaking of stupid, and I'm sorry to just make it be very blunt right there, we're going to jump into our main topic. I know, but that's why, we're going to do it. We got to revisit it. Back in the day, Doug, you and I were reviewing some movies. Well, all of the movies. But
feels like yesterday.
It does feel like yesterday. But we got some flack, mostly from this guy, Detective X, whatever. Some dude
some
named
freaking
Ken.
nerd out there. just
Upset
movie
about our
fantastic.
review of Z Movie 6 Clash, 10 Billion Powerful Warriors, The Return of Cooler, Z Movie 6. All those things. So we're going to revisit it. We're going to re-review it.
This is the Cooler Clash. Let's go.
/ we'll let Ken, and he's brought some extra help. He brought in a mic to.
I am so intrigued. Ken has always been great about changing my mind, making me look at a different perspective of this. I try going to this movie so many times, like, how is this going to be redeemable in any capacity? And I just can't see it. I'm watching a different movie than you guys are watching, right? This is just a joke. You guys are punking me.
Well, I'm not punking you at all, Doug, but I'm going to give some really quick basic info here about that movie to refresh you. This premiered March 7th, 1992 at the Toei Anime Fair, and there's this website, kanzenshu.com. They have this really nice handy thing on their movie guide showing the franchise timeline. Where it'll be like, here's when that movie premiered, and here's when where the anime and manga were.
Let me know, Randy.
It's good times. So at the time of the movie's premiere, I'm just going to straight up read from this website. There's a guy who's here that I'm pretty sure he'll give me permission. Both the Dragon Ball manga and Z TV series were in the Artificial Humans and Cell story arcs. In the manga, Piccolo is in the midst of confronting imperfect Cell in Gingertown and learning as much as he can about their new foe, whereas in the animated adaptation, the newly transformed Super Saiyan Vegeta has just handily defeated number 19, and number 20 flees back to his laboratory. So let's talk about first our review before as a refresher so that the opposition knows what ground they stand on. Doug, last time you and I did not like it. We thought that 12 minutes before the fight erupts and it's nonstop action without much spectacle to keep you engaged, we felt that it dragged despite it only being like 45 minutes long. We felt that had poor animation quality, especially compared to movie 5, the previous Coola movie.
Yes.
Thought boring enemy choice of personality-less robots with no real henchmen for Coola, that there was a poor premise of the Big Getty Star saving Coola, and we were on Namek all over again so soon. And that's kind of where we stood.
Yeah, I think I'm still there.
Yeah, I think I'm mostly there too. So I'm interested to see how we get convinced of things.
Except maybe the animation part. Like, it was, I think the base form Goku against Cooler really like set the tone of how bad animation was, but then once it kicks over to Super Saiyan Goku and onwards, it looks fine. But again, still not as good as movie 5, but we're not comparing to movie 5. Just standalone, this looked good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's too much bad for me. But anyway, before that...
I just want to ask you guys one question. How did you enjoy watching this for the first time for review? Because last time you guys opened up and you said, why are they going to Namek? And it right away... They tell you exactly because Dende tells them to go to Namek.
We said that? It says right there. That I still have to think about, but we'll get there.
It's true. Speaking of right away at the beginning, go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, it's only fair that y'all had prior opinions that you have to reckon with. I think it's only fair that I do the same. I'm really proud of this. I dug into the archives. I have the review that I wrote on VegettoEX's homepage.
Whoa.
On September 27th, 1998.
19. 19.
Yeah. So I was so proud of my old self. I would write these little updates of like what I added to the site, and I was even writing like when I got fan subs in, and these were some of my earliest fan subs. I did track down some of the first fan subs. No, the actual first fan subs I got. I've told this story several places before. Some friend and I traded with some random guy in the chat room. We traded 3 tapes of the syndication broadcast for 2 tapes of the fan subs of the Japanese version. They ended up being Nippon Golden Network recordings, I think. No, I guess it went beyond that, so it had to have been someone else. Of 94 through like 105, so it's basically the entire Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza fight. But after that, starting in 98, once I got my own computer, I was ordering fan subs from actual distros. So on June 17th, 98, that's when I got my first order of movies 11 and 12, the Bardock and Trunks special, and then the End of GT Raw. And then later I wrote on September 20th, I got in my fan subs of DBZ movies 6, 8, 10, and 13. So a week later, I posted my review. Now, it took a long time for me to dig this up because between so many server moves and file losses over the time, like it was hard to find. But I have it, and I want you to know, I pasted the text of this into my outline without reading it. So I have not read this since posting it in 1998. It's a couple paragraphs, so, forgive me for reading. It's not that long. The other thing I want you to keep in mind as I read this, I spell the name Kooler.
Cooler.
That's
It was
great.
not written like that in my fan subs, but I wrote it that way in my review. I don't know why.
A rebel, even beginning in the early stages.
So, all right. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
While most people forget about all the movies in between 3 and 12, this is actually one of the better ones.
Okay.
Already wrong.
While nothing is absolutely spectacular, it just seems to be one of those movies that you can watch over and over and just not get sick of it, unlike movie 11.
Well,
The main villain of this movie is Freezer's brother, Cooler. This is the second movie Cooler has appeared in. His first movie was movie number 5. This time, Cooler has a new form and a new motive. Not only is he getting revenge for his brother's defeat, which I'm pretty sure he says like that's not actually what it anyway. But he's getting revenge for this own defeat. I think I meant to say his own defeat by Son Goku. And now Cooler seems to have something to do with the big Gel star that's eating new planet Namek. But enough about the storyline. That's not what a review is all about. Let's talk about the animation, shall we?
Shall we?
Again, while it's nothing too impressive, it's not bad at all. Seems to be standard Freezer Saga type animation. Cooler's metal form looks awesome at all times. All the Super Saiyajin explosions are very well done. Metal Cooler, moving on to the voices. Cooler has Freezer's voice actor, Ryusei Nakao, which is a great plus the way I see it, because Freezer has the absolute best voice actor of all time. Everyone else is the same and great. Vegeta's screams still sound just way too cool. You'll be yelling Big Bang Attack for weeks after watching this movie. Smiley face. So this movie is pretty good. While it's not one of the best, it still is worth picking up, if not just to see Vegeta's awesome Big Bang Attack, which I literally just mentioned 2 sentences ago. But seriously, it's worth the purchase. While a lot of the other movies are better to watch once, this movie can be watched over and over again without getting sick of it. It provides enough fighting and comedy to cover it all rather well. Thank you. And
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic.
where's the lie?
Comedy.
There's a couple of...
September 27th, 1998, boys.
Wow. Hey, you've really gone far from there. You really advanced.
I haven't changed much.
Back then, you sound like how I review movies now. It was cool. You'll be saying Big Bang Attack for weeks to come.
By the way, did you remember the Big Bang Attack?
By the way.
All right.
I will say,
Enough.
I think proper Kanzenshu posts really need to include more colon parentheses in their sentence structure. I think that would be really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Put some more smiley faces in there. I think that'd be nice.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Mike.
I'm not done attacking 2021 Randy and Doug. I feel like
Okay.
I need
Oh,
a slight platform
Please.
before we get
Ken
going.
has been holding this in.
I get off scot-free here. This is great.
You guys weren't paying attention at the very beginning of the movie. Now, I know you guys used to watch these movies over Discord. So I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt that you were distracting each other. And now you don't do that anymore. So
Maybe.
you
I think the cut
consume-
that Randy gave me to watch just cut out the first. It just started after the intro. Maybe that's why.
You consume these movies better now. Secondly, Just Punch Harder. It's not quite. All right. Piccolo says...
For lack of better
No. It's punch different. Don't punch harder.
Oh.
Are we getting into it? Because I wrote notes too.
Hold on. I'm telling you about how wrong you guys were the first time.
Okay,
and then
okay.
we can get into everything. I know Randy's got a beautiful outline. I'd love to get back to it. Randy describes it as some guy attacks Piccolo before the Metal Coola show up. Now, at 30 minutes and 9 seconds, it is definitely Coola shooting at Piccolo, meant to foreshadow that the Metal Coola that Goku and Vegeta are dealing with may not be the only one.
Yeah, I want to talk. Hold on to that.
Did we say that, Randy? Did we say that was obviously cooler this time around watching it?
Some guy attacks Piccolo.
Oh, I think we were being like ambiguous for ambiguous sake. Like we don't want to be wrong.
All right, hold on. I want let's address that real quick now because we're watching a 1080p movie right now.
Oh, you're right.
If you're watching a fuzzy fan sub or even an interlaced DVD, you might not notice who that was.
I think that's what we were making fun of more. Is that like we were obviously it was cooler, but it was like we couldn't tell.
It's blink and you miss it. So, and you blink a lot, clearly.
I will say,
Just watch a movie like this.
to weaken our own defense, we were watching the at the time Blu-ray edition that Toei had put out in Japan. So we don't have a defense of like, oh, it was too low res. We couldn't really tell. Right. No, we were either just being goofy or we're bad.
Don't forget, with my
eyes.
internet, if I have a certain lamp on in my room, that cuts the internet strength in half. So I don't know. But
it's true.
Mike, I'm glad you brought up you're back in 1998 because that's a mindset I tried being in as well. Like, what would this movie look like and feel like upon first viewing in that time frame, not having the Boo arc and the Cell arc? Because like just in particular, a Cooler being able to regenerate is one thing that's new to the series, kinda. So it was like that. How cool that would have been. But watching that with all the knowledge of stuff before, it just doesn't seem as cool or new. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was different for me because I was watching everything completely out of context, all over the place. Yeah,
right.
I'd watch the end. Like I said, my first order included the end of GT along with some movies and TV specials. So I would watch that. I would go to Frieza. Yeah.
How cool would that be watching this movie out of context? I feel like this movie would be more enjoyable that way. I mean, I think
that's in my notes. Hold on to that.
That's
Doug.
just really okay. Because I have seen like
Doug,
we'll talk about
we'll talk about how cool the movie is. You're right, Doug. The movie's great.
Damn it. It's already starting.
Randy, you may resume your wonderful plan for this episode.
Really? You don't have any more things you need to attack us for?
Ken, I thought I was going to be called racial slurs or something on during this. Whoa. You said, use the Doug, watch out. I was like, all right.
Continue, Randy.
Alrighty. So, starting at the start of the movie, really I just kind of want to give this be a platform for Ken and Mike to really defend their thoughts and feelings on the movie. What do they see that we don't? But there's one thing right at the start of the movie that confuses the heck out of me, and I just have questions. And with Mike here and his great knowledge, maybe he has some info that he can pass out for this. But timeline. So this movie starts with Dende already being the god of Earth, the guardian, and he's got Popo there. But when this movie came out, we're about 6 months-ish away from Dende becoming the god of the Earth in the manga. So, like, where does this come from and why? Yeah,
so, I mean, there are a couple levels you can go into with this, and I'm hoping I can address kind of everything that folks have thought of before, maybe haven't thought of before, maybe a couple different angles on this. You're absolutely right. You know, when we look at this movie itself, we're in March 1992. The latest manga chapter is 363. So yeah, we're not just like 7 months away. We're 30 chapters out from Dende becoming God. However, I think it's also important to note there, by the time this movie comes out, Piccolo had just merged with God 4 chapters back. So that would be very, very fresh. Kind of like strangely fresh when this movie is coming out.
Because I was thinking you could have just solved this problem by just making a Kami. Like, why not just make a Kami and then no one would ask these questions?
Yeah.
But how much further back do you go to that chapter where Kuriden says he's going to go fuse with Kami?
Right. So yeah, that again, that's the thing. So, you know, they're standing up there for a while before they actually do it, and there's talks about it. So that was a like lingering plot point. So keep that in mind. We're going to go back in a second, but I want to hang on the movie's release because there's the movie itself, but there's also the theatrical pamphlet for the film that we've got back there.
Nice.
Keep
Wow.
that in mind.
That's always been there?
No. All right. So, guys, I got to tell you, I was ready to spend as much money as possible to get the laser disc of this movie behind me for this recording. There wasn't anything that was going to arrive fast enough. I'm like, money is no object. Lols, let's get it here. It didn't happen.
Still wouldn't be able to do.
The best I can do is the pamphlet and the figure there.
That's
All
great.
right, so looking at the pamphlet, the front of these, just like anything else, has a couple like character biographies and that kind of thing. So the front of this, it just says Dende's God. It's just like real matter of fact about it. So just like you hear in the movie, because they're not going to do a whole lot of extra stuff. Like they're not going to go into the nitty gritty of like, well, we heard this, so we were going to do this. Like it's just boom. You get Dende's got a couple sentences alongside like Mr. Popo, and like they're not getting into much.
Yeah.
So it's there, like it's in text there in the pamphlet. Other thing to check out is the anime comics. So the film anime comics that were coming out for the movies, they actually started late. They didn't start putting those out until movie 5. So movie 6 was the second one that came out, and it was relatively contemporary with the film itself. These are the ones that we might call them animanga. They take screenshots and put dialogue bubbles on top of it. Those also open with character biographies, just like little blurbs about things. And this one actually next to Dende, it's got a nice little splash that says, "New God of Earth!" Exclamation point, exclamation point.
Wow.
It is likewise just very matter of fact about it. It just says it because the film tells you the exact same thing. So like as the movie's coming out, it is just a fact that you will not read for like 7 months.
So
that is crazy.
It is, I guess, just a spoiler just right there for if you're just watching the manga itself, like it's like, okay, so Denny's going to come back in this certain way. That's kind of cool though, in a like from a reader standpoint.
And notably, like is it the only time they do something like this? I think the only other possible spoiler-ishy thing was like maybe movie 12 with Goku and Vegeta fusing. And like Toriyama was thinking about doing that, but because they did it that way in that movie, he decided to do something different in the manga. So like you can see how the movies and Toriyama are in conversation with each other, even if they're not really working with each other. Ultimately, the question here is, how did they know? Why were they even allowed to do this? Maybe that's a separate question.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have thought this. A lot of people have thought to ask people this over the years. I will give a special shout out to Buddy Vaughn, who decided to ask Takao Koyama on Twitter one day. Actually, a few people have asked Koyama, but I thought this was a particularly good thread and one of the longer answers that Koyama gave on the subject. It was the same kind of question. It was like, hey, this happens before in the movie, before the manga. How? Why? Koyama's response was, I don't remember the details, but if Dende took on the role of God in the anime before he did in the manga, then since the anime wasn't allowed to create such a setting, they use the word, Koyama says sete. So it's like setting scenario. Like, if they weren't allowed to create that, it must mean that this setting was provided by Mr. Toriyama through the editor. So I think we have a pretty clear, there's no way they would have been able to do this had this idea not been given back down to them.
Okay. And it is one of those like not huge thing, like not like a, whoa, I can't believe it's Dende kind of thing where like, hey, Toriyama, Kami's gone. Who do you think's going to replace him?
Yeah.
Dende. So it'd be like, yeah, that's easy enough.
I think if you're writing a story about they're going to Namek to fight this guy and you're going to involve these people, like, hey, Toriyama, you just got rid of God. What's your plan? And there are times when Toriyama does have a plan. Maybe that was the moment that he came up with the idea, that prompted by this movie. We don't know that for sure. We'll probably never know that for sure. It's certainly a possibility. But the idea would have come from Toriyama and his editor at the time. Was he on to Kondo at this point?
No.
Kanzenshu, Toriyama editors, FAQ.
Now, canonically, this movie cannot go anywhere. And the Daizenshu and Chozenshu like to play around with the idea of, well, it could be during the Cell game, but because of this and because of that. And that was well after the fact when this movie came out that, Cell was still imperfect in his, base regular form by this point.
Yeah.
Now, Z5 is in the quote unquote official, heavy air quotes, official timeline for Dragon Ball, probably just because Coola shows up in GT. They're like, hey, let's take that first movie because it's only him and Garlic Jr. and Beerus.
I would say also maybe because they show Bardock at the beginning of that movie.
Oh, perhaps, yeah. So Z5 I've always looked at that movie as maybe can kind of fit cleanly. You do have like Gohan regrowing his tail for really no reason.
Yeah.
And then Goku, we know from when he comes back and encounters Trunks that he can go Super Saiyan at will, but he's still treating it very much like a trump card in this movie. And there's still like, to me, it was never that he can't go Super Saiyan. It's just that he's not doing it. And then he does it at the end. This movie, though, is totally different. So, like, forget about the Cell game stuff, which doesn't make sense for a variety of reasons, such as Vegeta's boots, Randy.
Yeah. Thanks to the new SH Figure Arts, that includes both boots. I took a look at that now. I'm like, okay, these boots are like the Bulma edition.
He doesn't get the gold
armor.
tip boots until Bulma brings him the new armor.
Yeah, so this is anything before the time chamber.
And where the hell's Trunks? If this is supposed to be
He just decided,
right.
He's still waiting in line with Roshi to get into the Peachy. Oh no, Roshi's there too, so...
So then you could think, well, let's put it in the Android right before the Android's arc, right in that same space where the first movie happens. But then you have Dende as God. Goku doesn't go to New Namek until he does to recruit Dende because he's surprised, but he's like a planet full of Piccolos. We don't support that kind of language here, but that's what he says. But what is neat in this movie, if you were to find a way to thread that into it, is that Goku is the only one who witnesses Vegeta going Super Saiyan so that it could still be a surprise to everyone else. But that's neither here nor there because the movie don't fit.
Right.
No, I mean, of course it doesn't, but it's always fun to...
And no one's mad about like it not Dende not fitting in here or whatever. I'm mad about the execution that they used Dende for, like for nothing. Like the movie starts out and the crutch immediately is having a narrator explain it. When my interpretation, my movie of this would have started out with Dende being the narrator, explaining it over the footage of the Namekians being enslaved and whatnot, and then Dende ending it with like, "So Goku, I'm asking you for this. That's what happened. I'm asking you for your help." And then you see everyone like suited up in like astronaut suits, and then the intro starts. That would be amazing. But instead, we just get a Dende like, "Please, Goku, hope you can help."
And this is his only movie appearance before Battle of the Gods, right?
Dende and not even 3 lines. I believe Dende's lines are Popo-san, Goku-san, Mina, Q-Head-Chala.
Yeah.
That's all we get. It's so odd.
If he was a narrator, he could have fixed all that.
Yeah. It's so odd to make him, like, to start with just the factual, okay, he's God now, when we don't have that in the manga yet, when you could have just been like, Kaio lets everybody know of like, hey guys, remember you saved everybody? Like, stuff's going on. You got to get over there. It just seems so out of left field and random. It's like, what is even going on? I will say that at least, the subtitles that were given here say, that Dende has learned of the danger happening on Namek. Now the dub, which I did watch for the first time. I watched this movie in English with the replacement score. It says that Dende sensed the plight of his people and pleads for Goku to help them. So learning of it / sensing, I don't know, just seems,
Yeah, like we could have gotten that scene instead, but they just like kind of wanted to streamline to the opening intro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird. It's strange.
Because it's not important.
Yeah. It just kind of strikes me as maybe they did learn the idea early from Toriyama, and he's like, yeah, go ahead and use it.
We got to write this down. We got to put this in the movie somehow. Dende, we got the scoop.
Exactly. Okay. That's the beginning 20 seconds. And we're how long
point
into
number
this?
1. Done.
I'm not done with the, not even before the intro. The title card, the Clash of 100, whatever. What the lamest title card, like Times News Roman title, right? Like compared to movie 5 where like they had like 2 things combining into one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where the characters are spinning out from the explosion in movie 5 to spell out the movie title. Yeah.
And movie 6 is just the white font, just going in there, no fanfare. That's what you expect in this movie.
Now here's a good place to talk about the title and how it would be translated. Classically it's been known as the 10 billion powerful warriors, but I think recently on the Kanzenshuu Discord, Julian was saying something like that might be a title he would want to revisit. Like, is it
Maybe.
the 10 billion power warriors?
Yeah, can totally see that.
Yeah. It will still serve the same purpose of like just crazy huge feats.
Big number. Yeah.
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 So large that it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're through the title, we're through Head Chala, we're going through space to Namek. So what's the deal here, Ken? Fill us in. What's good about this
Why
movie?
is everyone here?
It's awesome that they're all here.
Yeah.
You've got the turtle hermit. You said Ken. I don't care. I'm talking. You got the turtle hermit. You got Oolong. You got Yajirobe.
Yajirobe.
Piccolo's out front. They're having a great time. They're eating rice balls. They're having.
That's the thing, Mike. No, because in movie 5 it makes sense why we're all on a camping trip and we're all here. With Goku, I could excuse Goku and Gohan being there because Goku, this is actually like a threat to
You
the
can
planet.
excuse Goku.
This is a threat to a planet, to a dear planet of Dende, and like so Goku's going, hey, this could be a fun field trip for Gohan. I can coerce Chi-Chi into letting Gohan come with me because it's a field trip. But then why is everyone else coming? And why isn't he just doing instantaneous movement to get there?
I bet it's just like, I trick out Frieza. What else could there be? Like, how bad could this be?
Right.
Everyone wants to see this planet. Let's go check it out and see what's been going on up
field
there.
trip.
Yeah, let's take a field trip.
So, Doug, at this
Let's all
point,
go.
because this stuff had not actually happened in the manga yet, Goku has never been to New Namek. And remember,
Right.
he had to go to Kaio to then get pointed in
lock
that
into
direction as
Namek.
well. So he can't just teleport out.
We already
that
have Dende
way.
as God though, so if you're excusing, you can't excuse that
But
without that.
The whole beginning of the movie, they're treating this as such a nonchalant, like, oh, Goku's here this time. There's no waiting for Goku. He's going to take care of it. Yajirobe is here because Bulma coerced him into bringing the Senzu, but they're probably not even going to need him. This is just such a blasé attitude about the whole thing, and that's why Oolong is going to New Namek.
Yeah.
Because
But also, like, that's just in line with everything they've done from the movies before. Like, whether it's a camping trip or, Oolong and Gohan in movie 2 kind of being this, like, weird duo doing things together. It's just an opportunity to get these characters that don't
Right, and I
do
love that-
anything anymore.
I love that they're there, but it just really doesn't. The urgency isn't there. Like they know this planet smooching planet. It's like yeah. Let me.
But they
wait
don't
till
even know that much until they get there and see it on the monitor, and they're like, "Oh,
really?
Actually, there's something huge
Okay.
here going on."
Dende just like felt something off, so they don't know what's happening. So okay, I can excuse that then. You have me there.
So even this is interesting to explain why it's neat that these characters are here. But what about why a certain character isn't there? So they might not know that the big Yeti star is out there, that it's a giant mechanical thing. But even so, we're traveling through space. It's just these dumb guys that are out there doing it. We don't bring Bulma along. And I want to point out, I'm pretty sure movie 6, the only movie out of all of them that has 0 women in it. Not a single one. Not even a Chi-Chi in the thing talking about Gohan and or Goku. Why does he want Gohan to do studying? This doesn't make sense. Not a single lady.
Aren't the Namekians race by gender?
By gender.
Bulma has a newborn. That's why she's not there. And
Yeah.
Vegeta,
Okay.
if you're thinking this, conceptualizing this in between Trunks and the androids, Vegeta's training in space, according to the anime.
Oh, I was gonna say, because otherwise Vegeta just looks like he's obsessed with Goku. Like he's like, oh, I see them leaving, I'm gonna leave too. But if he's already out there, I like that a lot.
All right, Mike, we got it.
Oh no, Randy,
We can
you better
do
watch
this.
out.
I can change him.
I'm open-minded,
Hold.
guys. Like this, I have complaints, but I'm open-minded.
I would love to have my eyes opened, but I'm
Just
still not
'cause-
there.
Just because things make sense doesn't make this a good movie. Okay, that's my big thing.
All right. So we're still early in the movie. One cool thing I want to call out. There's a bunch of cool things I want to call out. I love the Namekian that he breaks his shackles there and he rushes forward. I think it's a cool moment that really sets the stage for what's going on here. They got them all. And there's only one here that's really trying to do anything. And it makes me wonder, I think is this the basis for the Namekian savior? Many years down the road, is this the strong one that they have kicking around still? Possibly.
I didn't even think there's only just one. I figured there were other fighter type Namekians there, but this one is just the one that tried to take action then and there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing I want to say is just the return to Namek. Obviously in the story, Goku hasn't gone yet to get Dende. We as fans have done this so many times over the course of the rest of Z and then into all the other series. But just like, I don't know, something like Frieza coming back for the first time in the series. This is the first time that it happened, that you see it really. That you're like, oh, we're going back there. It hasn't been that long since we left there, but we're going back there. Oh, it's cool to see it again. And when you watch that in 2026, it doesn't hit the same as were you watching it in 1992. You're like, oh, we're going back to that green place. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is the first time we ever see New Namek is in this movie.
How'd they make it green again? Also,
well, I believe in the anime, there's something about a planet with a similar atmosphere or something. And so it's implied that it's the same, and then it just so happens to be that way.
Right.
All right, we're still in the intro. Keep us going, Randy. What else you got?
Yeah. Okay, so here we are. We're on Namek. Everybody, because they land pretty swiftly. We don't get to see this whole landing party thing. We just see the Nameks, who are, of course, being subjugated and tortured by all these robots. And then, is it Gohan that's the first one to come in to save everybody, just like he does the very first time? Smacks that
awesome
blast
shot
out of the air. It's good times. And now we've got our whole party there. So that's fun. Is this right now? We're 12 minutes in. It's fighting time.
Right. And I wanted to bring this up. Do you, Randy and Douglas, do you guys think that a prolonged lead in to the action would have made this movie better?
I think that you could have had something in between where it's not just, all right, and now it's just going to be action the rest of the way through.
Randy, but you do, because you get comedic beats with Oolong and the Turtle Hermit. There's such good stuff where Oolong's facing the wrong direction. He's not even brave enough to say it to the robots themselves. You have those moments breaking it up. But Gohan comes down. That's not really the start of the fight though. We get this little bit of banter back and forth. Well, not really back and forth, just robots who aren't really talking. But there's good moments there. And I think that's the first time that we kind of get a hint of how funny this movie can be. There are a couple highest of highs of funny moments in this movie. And I think Oolong facing the opposite direction is kind of a quintessential example of
really
that
is.
right there.
My favorite part is at the end when the saw is about to cut through Yajirobe and Gohan's like, hang in there.
Hang in there. Yeah.
I think my only main issue is that they're doing this. I feel like our characters are talking to these henchmen as if they're humans, but they're just robots with no emotion. So it's you better run away scared. It's they're robots. And I'm not even going to complain that the henchmen now are just robots with no personalities. But it's it's just lame that it makes sense because obviously the Big Getty Star Cooler doesn't have any henchmen anymore, so he creates some, I guess, with robots. So that makes sense. I'm not going to complain about that. But it just, I don't know. It's just lame for action purposes, where the previous henchmen were so personality driven. Only three of them, and they were all great.
But we've done Henchmen movie 1, movie 2, movie 3, movie 4, movie 5.
Yeah.
So we're finally doing something a little bit different. And whether or not you like it, whether the execution is good or not, that's totally fair. But I also think it's fair that we're trying something different in this movie.
True.
Where it's not just, and it's kind of like a prelude to where we're going to go with the Metal Coola, where it's not just one guy. There's a million of these dudes. And then there's also a million Metal Coola.
Right. The henchman personality is not the point of what these are. There's not the obstacle in front of our characters. It's just the number is the obstacle.
Overcoming these crazy odds that you cannot surmount.
Right.
Okay.
Just look how many there are.
Doug, did you rewatch Z movie 5 before watching this one?
I did, yeah.
Okay. And you didn't find it refreshing? When you watch these, these are basically two halves of one whole, because this is the Coola duology.
Yeah, it totally felt that way.
First one and then the sequel. And to have that, what is trite at this point in these movies of the main guy, his three henchmen, and then you break, and this is the second half of that movie now, where we're past the henchmen. The henchmen have been dealt with. We had the first half of the movie fight, and then we go towards, and then we rocket into the climax of the movie.
I disagree. I feel like these are two separate movies. I don't see them as a part 1, part 2, because even Cooler feels like a different villain in and of itself. It feels like the Big Getty Star is the villain of this movie, as opposed to Cooler. Cooler has his motivation that seeps into the Big Getty Star, but it's not more than just kill Goku. and eat planets, which is, I think the Big Getty Star is like, he wants to eat planets, right?
Big Getty Star is just a circuit floating around that Coola infiltrated.
And so like the part that Cooler like injects himself with is like, I want to subjugate planets by like, what is the Big Getty Star doing to Namek, new Namek?
Floating through space, assimilating stuff.
Like a symbiote.
Yeah, it's a big old venom eating planets.
I guess. Does Cooler want that? That's what I'm trying to get at. It's
Doesn't
like,
mind. Like he's getting there eventually. Like he does say that his plan was going to be go take out Goku after this. I'm kind of blanking. Like, did they just happen to be nearby? I guess he would have had to have been nearby because.
Yeah, I got the vibe.
He died on Earth.
Yeah, I got the vibe of him. Yeah, I got the vibe of him. Like, oh, I'll eventually get to Earth. Like that was not like that's my next stop. It's like I'll eventually get there.
He says like, thanks for making this easy for me by them coming to Namek. So it's just happenstance.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking now. Yeah, Goku pushed him into the sun in movie 5. I guess at some point his core just like kept going off into space somewhere
for only like a year.
Was the Big Getty Star floating through our galaxy before it then went over to where
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it was like a year or 3 years difference since the first movie, since movie 5. Not that it matters. Really, but it's just drifting in space for only a few years.
Think of Coola's motivation here. Who was he in movie 5, right? When we first see Coola in present day in movie 5, he's just conquered a planet and he's sitting on that throne. Yeah. And so this is just him at the next level of doing that, of conquering, taking over stuff. And now he can grow to this large space squid type thing and do it that way. It's his motivation and that of the other Friezalings and his family has not changed. It is just that.
I guess. It just feels like one, it was like a real estate mogul, like Frieza was. But then he evolved.
Yeah, but Coola isn't Frieza.
What was he conquering planets for? Just to destroy them, just to damage them? And then now that he's...
in his nature. That's what he does.
I guess so, yeah. His royal blood.
So Coola has showed up and, it's the big reveal. We get the flashback of like, okay, here's how he died and all of that.
With the added Kamehameha.
Was that not in the original? Did I just...
It was not vocalized in movie 5.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about that.
Okay. Gotcha. See, I always just figured it just happens. Okay.
They made it fit the lip flap so well too, naturally.
I love the sound of Coola's feet in this because it's so distinct, and it's not even what Cell has later. Even though Cell will end up borrowing like all of Metal Coola's music.
Yeah.
But I love just the sound effects and in general the sound design in this movie is really clever.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, like the sounds of like buildings falling from a distance. What they used that sound for something Cooler had. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of echoes.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay. So we have our big fight where we get to include all these other characters. Muten Roshi even gets to punch a robot. Doesn't go well, but then
funny moment.
I am so mad about. I'm gonna rant about that for a minute because this could have saved the movie for me if instead of using Roshi as a comedy relief moment here, push this moment a few minutes later and have it being Roshi discovering the weakness that then they explain to everyone. That would give reason to why Roshi is here, even if it's just that. Because having Piccolo explain it for no reason, it's just kind of weird. But if Roshi, it solidifies his wisdom as a martial arts master who's been training for years and years about this. Like he'd be the captain to know, like, how to defeat them. And then everyone else would know. That would be a better scenario for me.
I think this movie is all about, and I know I use this phrase a lot, subverting your expectations. And there's even the moment where when Roshi hits the robot and Yajirobe says, I thought you were supposed to be some sort of martial arts master, because they want you to think that's what's going to happen. That's how that moment is totally played out. And then, of course, it does not come to fruition. I think that on top of this being the movie to break the spell of having the 3 henchmen under the one guy, this being the first sequel in not just Dragon Ball Z, but in the Dragon Ball movies. I mean, technically, those like first 3 Dragon Ball movies were kind of weaving their own continuity, but
I guess with the hindsight of in Dragon Ball Super, how Roshi has like that human ultra instinct kind of thing, like how cool that is. It would have been cool to have this another drop like hint.
Toyotaro was too young at the time, I'm afraid.
He did not work for Toei. He wasn't feeding ideas to Koyama. All right, I do have a cinema sin I want to point out here, which is everybody else has started fighting. Goku and Coola facing each other down. Coola just laughs and says, "Your abilities have improved." Does Coola have some sort of scouter capability that is better than other scouters where you can just tell, even though scouters are notoriously bad? But then Goku says, "Yeah, same for you." Again, Coola is a mechanical man. We are introduced, you can't sense ki in mechanical people. How does Goku know? They have not started fighting yet.
Coola is technically biomechanical because his biological self is still at the core of this thing. So maybe Goku is sensing that. But yes, Coola does have scouter type abilities because he throws Vegeta at Goku.
Yeah.
Who's able,
while he's in instantaneous movement.
Yeah, Coola's able to, scouter through teleportation to figure out where Goku is going to be. So it's quite advanced technology.
Which also helps because Goku needs that also to use the move too, right? So it would make sense that Cooler has some bio key or whatever.
Well, then he wouldn't be sensing his real self because then he would teleport there.
He's not knowing to look for it yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know where he is. It's like searching. Yeah, he's actually...
At this point in time, Goku thinks there is just the one Metal Coola.
So there's no reason to go off your radius to search deeper. Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Randy, can you feel it? Is it working? Are you turning to our side?
But it can still happen. There's plenty of movie to go. So again, with the fighting, we've got everybody doing stuff. I'm just kind of searching through as we're going. Piccolo figuring out, if you just
he didn't figure out. He just says it. There's no scene where he figures it out.
Well, the figuring out is because he's not able to do it instantaneously, Doug. It takes a bit before he's like, "Oh, okay, we do this."
Oh, I just need to punch harder.
It says there's got to be a weak point. So, yeah, it's not great. But
it's one line. If you miss it, you're completely lost because there's no visual storytelling. There's no visual difference from the way they punch after and before this. It'd be cool if what is the line, Ken?
The line is, "That's no ordinary armor they've got. Concentrate your ki to its maximum at your point of strike."
Isn't that how you punch anyway in the first place? What are the I don't put all my weight into my I don't know. You just punch harder.
I mean, think of it as intense, broad, blunt impact versus, one finger. Concentrate all of it into that one little spot to try and break through there. And they can do that because they are master key users.
What I wish they would have done was show that visually somehow. Maybe have
it's not great. Look.
Maybe but the way to fix it is have their fist kind of glow with ki maybe or something like that where
Gohan does that.
He does not.
Piccolo does. Piccolo does the thing where he punches in and then blows it up.
Or even go the more flashier route and how Sauza did it in the previous movie where he had the freaking keyblade thingy. Yeah, if they all kind of did some variation of that kind of even tie it back to that or...
It's not great. It's not my favorite part of the movie.
It's not. It could be something that doesn't really exist in the world, but it's for the viewers, they show you a key aura around their fist. You know what I mean? That would be something different than it's just the punches look the exact same before and after. So it's just not good to look at.
Now we do have one cool part of that, which is Kuririn punching through one of their arms and then doing the tumble before getting back up, which you see again later, which I thought was pretty great. That's pretty good.
Again, funny movie.
There will be some complaints when we get to the listener thoughts about the animation of this movie, and there is no defending the scene of base Goku against Metal Coola. It looks bad.
Right.
There's nothing about it. I think
it gets a lot better afterward.
In that, even though it's just ugly, it moves well. And I think this movie entirely moves well. Very smooth animation throughout.
Well, even I thought about, because you see those still shots of that portion all the time. That looks gross. So I'm going into it. I'm like, of course they look ugly in what's still, but in motion it probably looks better. And in motion it did not look.
Some pretty bad keyframes in this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, still with the punching. How cool would it have been if, because it's not really a punch stronger, right? It's more like a technique or a way to punch, right? So what if the fellow Namekians that were subjugated joined in the fight during that scene as well, showing that they're not just weak little Namekians, if there's plenty of robots, why not have more Namekians just punch them too?
They're all chained up. The one guy that could break free, there they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then break them all free. I'm sure there were more that could have broke. They just didn't. I don't know.
They're nowhere around here.
They seem like lame now because they have these kids saving them. It just feels like they're not that. These are Namekians.
Speaking of kids saving them, isn't this and does Gohan even fight in the next movie?
No, I don't think he does. He just follows along.
That makes this movie the only instance of Gohan fighting in this dogi.
Oh wow, really? When does he put this dogi on?
He only has this during the Android arc.
Yeah.
The previous movie though.
In the previous movie, he was still in like his Namek haircut and wearing his Namek outfit with a tail. So this one is the only time we see that Android arc Gohan fight.
Yeah.
So when you're posing that figure arts that's coming out, Doug, hey buddy, you're posing him to something from this movie.
You're right. No.
Smacking that key blast down.
Again, doesn't make this movie good. So keep going.
We had started talking about the not super great looking base Goku versus Coola fight. And I mean, there's some good hits and stuff in there. Like Ken had brought up, that it is smooth despite it not being, looking super great. And then we get to the big reveal moment of Goku getting out of the way, using his teleportation, his instantaneous movement, and explains like, oh, you didn't hit me because of that. And Coola bringing up like, oh, you can do that too. And
awesome.
It's so awesome. It's not just the line. It's the looks on their faces and the way their chins move in response to each other.
Yeah.
Like it's subtle, but it's so clear.
Not that I don't like it. It is cool, but why is always my question.
Yeah.
Why does he know this?
It'd be cool if it made sense, because this is a technique that I think nobody else in the universe knows, other than the people of Yardrat who then teach it to Goku. Did he already go and absorb that planet?
It
Is
could
that
be a
what we're led to
variation
believe?
of an instantaneous movement, like that just kind of makes you move that kind of fast or whatnot. But I could excuse it. It just feels really weird and just convenient. Like, oh, you got that too?
Remember, Shunkan is just the everyday terminology for teleporting.
That's
true.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You might be reading too much into how Goku and the Yardratians use it. Mm-hmm. Even though, yes, that is probably clearly the way that it's expressed. Although we are early enough in the production of Goku knowing this technique that there was still a lot of room to play with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So going for that defense, that's all right.
It being used in this movie means we get those kick-ass visuals of the red, blue, dark green that we also get again in movie 8 as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say, we're never going to get instantaneous movement fight ever again. That's really cool that it's in this movie like that.
We have Goku finally pulling out his transformation to Super Saiyan. Again, not saving it as a trump card like he did in the last one. This time he can just do it. He gets to a point of like, base form isn't cutting it. Let's move on. Transforms. And that's, we're stepping up the fight. Cut back to Piccolo. He takes out all these robots. I don't like the huge explosion nuke thing. I don't know. It just seems pretty lame as an attack.
Oh, when everything just like goes out the window of like punch concentration and just make a huge ki blast and it kills them all.
Are you guys talking about the Cho Bakuretsu Maha or the full power shockwave?
I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
That's Piccolo's technique.
Here it is. It's a double standard. It's cool when Vegeta does it. It's not cool when anybody else does it.
It was cool.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think it's a good reminder of Piccolo has just merged with God and is now powerful enough to be able to do this kind of stuff. He's actually at a different level than everyone else that they brought with him, other than Goku.
So
sure.
You're going to have to fill me in on the length of time production is for these films back in the day, because we had him merge with Kami, just a couple of issues prior to this? How long did they have that information?
Chapters.
Right. How long did they have that information leading up to where they're writing the script and these things are happening? Because there's no mention in the movie of them being fused. And if so, like, Piccolo would be leagues stronger than everybody else here. There'd be like, why would Goku bother with Coola?
So I don't know if they say it in the movie, but it's definitely in some of the stuff that I was referencing, like the pamphlet.
The pamphlet?
Says, because Piccolo has merged with God. So like that's a thing. So there was enough lead time that they knew, oh, okay, this is only a month old that this event happened,
Okay.
but we're going to be able to write about it here.
And it's neither here nor there, but I believe the English dub specifically addresses that he's become a Super Namekian.
Yeah. I was going to say there's no mention in the movie other than in that dub.
And I'm sure they weren't thinking about that when they made that Cho Bakugo, whatever Ken just
You're
said
close.
before.
You're close.
It's just a happy,
Shobakuretsumaha? Yeah, that's the one.
yeah, bless you. It's just a happy coincidence that I could excuse that as a reason, like, oh, he's just so crazy strong that a blast. But when the whole point of those henchmen was that, I don't know.
Alrighty. So Piccolo decides, okay, Big Getty Star's over there. He's going to take care of that.
Can we stop? Why you guys enjoy this though? I don't. Sorry. Why?
It's a fun adventure with these characters.
You explained why things make sense, but not why it's a good movie to enjoy and watch.
I'm enjoying all the things that are happening. I like, other than the kind of wonky frames we get here, I like the mix of some of these comedic moments that we're getting, along with the different character moments. We're really getting only teased about Coola at this point. I think it's a different kind of tease than we're used to with some of the other movies, where we just know they're strong or they're not even fighting the main guy yet. Like you think about Tullus, we go through all the henchman fights before Goku finally gets to fight against him. They're facing off against each other, but like barely. And we know, like you look at the runtime, like there's clearly more to come in here. So what's it going to be? Like Goku's already Super Saiyan by this point, which is great. So like what's to come? And like I feel like there's a lot of good anticipation in this movie. Like you don't know, unless you've watched it a million times, you don't know what's coming next. And like, oh, it could be anything. Like, oh, they're already at this point. Like, oh, what's happening? And it's just a good mix of all these things along the way of the different character groups. And okay, they're getting captured. They're fighting over there. Goku's doing this over there. If you have the pamphlet, you've seen the posters, like, oh, someone else is about to show up. How's that going to come into play in here? So there's just a lot of good stuff to keep looking forward to, but I'm also enjoying the moment to moment of it.
I love
I'm going to interrupt here. No, hold on, Ken. I got to say something. Hold your thought. Because Ken's usually the one that convinces me a lot of things, but Mike, you're starting to work, because I'm thinking about it and I'm going through. This is pretty good where he is transformed. Like, okay, last time he transformed, he won. But now Goku is still going all out. Coola can regenerate. Goku keeps going, gets his throat crushed. It's like, this is not going good.
Teleport. Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this is going well. Ken, continue.
I just was going to very briefly praise Ryusei Nakao in this movie, because you forget that this is the guy who played Frieza. He's playing this in such a like darker, more ferocious space than he ever played Frieza. Especially, I think, towards the very end, where he's like, it's just him now. And the way he's like screaming at Goku, it's just, oh, chef's kiss. But why I love this movie is that it's like the desperation between Goku and Vegeta, who, by the way, when they fight together in this movie, they will not fight together again until movie 12.
Yeah.
They will not like team up in any sort of way again until movie. I mean, technically, like Vegeta, does he give his power to Goku for the movie 7? But anyways, you know what I mean? Of like
begrudgingly,
right? What we're so used to in Super, this Goku and Vegeta teaming up, we will not get that again until movie 12, and then of course the end of the Buu arc.
No, I mean before Super, like in my head, whenever I think of a team up between the two, I thought of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is the desperation they have, giving everything they have to beat Metal Coola, and then there are 10 billion ? Coming up over that ridge. I love the mood this movie has.
Yeah, the mood's incredible. I want to talk about those scenes right there, but then also like almost the very end of the movie, I think is like chef's kiss to the power of 8 in terms of atmosphere there. So let's stick with Vegeta coming in. I mean,
yeah.
Look, Vegeta kick is hype moment
times
off
10 billion
the charts here. There, like that is the sitting in an American theater crowd erupts kind of moment there. Yeah, just well ahead of. So I'm trying to think back when I saw movie 12 in theaters back forever before the recent run. I'm pretty sure it was a double feature of movie 6 and 12, which was a weird combination, but I guess if you think about it as Goku and Vegeta show, which I hadn't really considered, maybe that's one of the reasons they put those together.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We cracked the code.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that Vegeta
anyway.
Kick, and then Coola just knocks Vegeta back. And then the way that the camera just stays in place as Vegeta goes into the background, Goku turns back to the foreground, and Vegeta just flies back in.
Immediately.
Yeah. There is just such great direction in this. And we know from some commentary from people that there is just some troubled production in this movie with Nishio like doing very last minute what's the word?
Really?
Randy, reconfiguring of things. And
Reconfiguring.
reconfiguring
animating?
shots.
Nishio was animating?
Daisuke Nishio.
He's
Directing it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they couldn't begin until he decided how things were going to go.
I have notes, right? And my notes end at why does Cooler know instantaneous movement? I don't have any notes for this movie after this. So after this is all like good stuff to me, and like we're really welcome. But it's just the first half of the movie just does not vibe with me at all.
Well,
So
now it does.
almost 30 years on, Mike, do you still get a really great feeling hearing Vegeta scream Big Bang Attack in this film?
I do. This is one of those clips that I downloaded so early on in my fandom. And I meant to find the exact clip because I have the file somewhere kicking around and I don't know where it is. But yeah, it was one of the early things I downloaded. So to then watch the movie when I got it and to still see that, like, Randy, you talk a lot about, hey, I had this clip. I'm going to remake that clip from like the latest versions of Rips or whatever and watch them in their glory. And this is the kind of thing when I see that scene, I am immediately back in September 1998. Like I can place the feeling of 16-year-old Mike at that time there. And yeah, it's just like ingrained. It's like this part of me right here.
Yeah.
I will
hear that.
Agree with you there. I did not have a video clip of this, but I did have, I can't remember if it was multiple different small clips of just audio or if it was one that was like, here's just a bunch of different sound things. And this is in there. And when I heard it, I was like, I had this and I heard this a million times.
For
and
me, it was
it's so
the Goku and Vegeta like trying to like breathing slowly after being tired and just like, we got to hit him at the same time, Vegeta, like just because they talk they're so out of breath that both of their voices sound so sexy. And so hearing like a Goku and Vegeta in Japanese for a high school Doug that never listened to Japanese version before, I was like, this sounds so cool and so like new and awesome. And then they really go into it. Whatever Vegeta says after that to tell Goku like, don't tell me what to do or whatever, and then charge towards Cooler. That sticks with me the same way. It's so cool.
Nozawa at 60 years old doing an out-of-breath Goku does something for me, for sure.
Right? Man.
and it always will.
But that Big Bang Attack, he doesn't just scream it. He almost sings it.
Absolutely.
Almost.
There is like this weird sing-songy cadence to it. I love it. It's so good. And he starts
What a
with
choice.
Kusotare, Big Bang Attack. And he like cracks a little bit at the end there.
Yeah.
It's like frustration in there, just like
It's good. Turns out it's good.
turns out.
Turns out. Speaking of good, we get the introduction of this other small little robot guy who is now greeting everybody who is at the Big Getty Star. And he says, okay, we're now going to mash all of you up. Just the most, like, very nice, like, welcome to the customers sort of.
So
Finally picking
can
on
we
someone.
talk about this guy a little bit? Because
Please.
do y'all know maybe a little bit of the backstory behind him, who he is, his design?
Zero.
Yeah.
Fill
Okay.
me in.
He is pulled exactly from Dr. Slump. So did I pull up the exact chapters here? And you got to consider that the chaptering on Dr. Slump gets a little weird because some chapters are like moved around for the collected edition.
I was
So
looking
it's
at him
whenever-
like very weirdly like American Robot in this Big Getty Star.
When Turbo is born in Dr. Slump. Spoilers for Dr. Slump if you don't know. Senbei and Midori, they have a baby. His name is Turbo. Turbo gets out of the truck while Senbei is looking at some woman change her bra. Turbo gets hit by an alien spaceship and dies. And
You mean
so
like
the
Cashman?
Yeah, Turbo's Cashman. And so the aliens are like, oh, we can't kill a human. So they bring the baby Turbo on their ship and like they basically put him the equivalent of like what they do to Frieza to like bring him back to health, like rejuvenation tank and everything. They accidentally give him psychic powers. That's why Turbo.
That's why. I've always seen after that. So I'm like, oh, this baby was just born that way.
So anyway, there's a robot as part of the alien crew there that is, he acts as kind of like this interpreter of the languages. It is that exact design down to like every design element of that robot.
Wow.
So this is kind of like a cameo of a Dr. Slump character. It's not the exact same kind of character, but the fact that it's an alien robot here.
Assistant thing, yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing about Dr. Slump is, and I'm realizing this more and more as I do all of my documentation with V-Jump, Dr. Slump ends, but it kind of never goes away. It's constantly in the pages of V-Jump. They actually resume doing new Dr. Slump movies. I was trying to figure it out as we were talking here. I know there's one alongside movie 8, I think. So we're like right on the cusp of Dr. Slump, them trying to reboot Dr. Slump again, which they will really reboot in 97 following GT. So I feel like this is a cameo for like the parents that are bringing their kids to see the latest Toriyama thing. They'd be like, oh, it's that robot from Dr. Slump.
That's
Isn't that cool? Or maybe like the older siblings bringing the younger ones to see it. So, and he's also just funny. He's like, hi. And then just like whatever the next sentence is, like the pause in his delivery there. As you mentioned, it's so good. So like, it's a fun cameo call out. It's just funny delivery in the voice acting there and the way he moves and everything that they're doing. Just the absurdity of them. Like, we're going to mash you up and like, why do we need to chop off your head with a razor thing coming down? Like, everything about it is so absurd, and that's what makes it good.
Does this robot show up in any animated Dr. Slump material, and is the voice actor the same?
That I don't know, but he does have a cameo appearance in Dr. Gero's ending of Dragon Ball Z2 Super Battle for arcades.
All right.
Why do you know? Never mind. Why do you know that? I don't know.
Doug, have you seen my house?
He's got a touch of the tism, Doug. We all know this. It's all of us here.
A touch.
A full grope. I don't know how you would say that. Anyway, we have Goku and Vegeta. They finally can overcome Coola by working together, and they explode him real good.
And take like a minute to decide to turn around and finish the job. They're just like they're tired, I guess. But yeah, it's like Cooler's like he's cutting 3 halves. By the time they get to him, he's already like almost complete again.
That's
not a complaint.
He does
just a funny thing that is noticed.
That's fair. They're exhausted. They get to enjoy their victory for just a brief moment before, oops, he's back on top of the rock, much like Frieza was back on Namek.
That's the thing. They're defying your expectations because he walks up there, but it's not just that. Yeah. Suddenly another walks on, and then another one, and then 10 more walk on, and you can feel the utter despair in them.
And yourself as a viewer.
It's not quite a Waku Waku Goku that you might get somewhere else in the series and maybe even in the movies a little bit. It is simply like, well, what are we going to do? Well, there's only one thing we can do.
I've used all my energy. Then he goes Super Saiyan 2 when he gets tied up in the chambers, so what was the point of that sentence?
Like I brought up earlier, we're in here, we've cut in this scene of Piccolo getting blasted by some guy who we know is Coola. So they are like kind of piquing your interest of who's this with Piccolo, and then in looking at a 1080 rip of it, you can clearly see there's a tail and everything, and perhaps in a movie theater you would have been able to see that as well. It's not like they made this movie. This was not direct to DVD. This is meant to be seen in a movie theater. So
direct to Mike's fans.
Right, exactly. No. Yeah. So it's the way that they build this up, right? The way that I think people talk about this movie is that this is just like zero thought into this. The action starts and then it just doesn't stop and it goes to the end. And
blow up all the time.
That's just not the case. There is a story that's weaved in here. There are pieces of the story, whether you think they're sensical enough or not, that are built towards and happen. There is like a consistent mood and a feeling throughout this movie. To me, this is a very, with the exception of this like disastrous Goku versus Coola kind of cut that exists in the middle part of this movie, it's very well thought out and executed, I think.
I think it's really cool that we never see them fight the billions of coolers either. Nope. Like, I think it's really cool. That's a good choice.
Now, You complained against that 4 years or 5 years ago, Doug.
Did I? That was that guy. That was before, the vasectomy.
It was originally before my vasectomy. I was originally going to bring that up in my commentary about your previous episode, but I'm glad that you like it now, Doug, because it respects the viewer. You don't need to see that. It builds up everything perfectly to just cut away, and you know what happened.
Yeah,
100%. So now they've been captured. They're strung up. It's kind of sexy if you're into that sort of thing. And
I did
now
notice
we
like
get to
Goku's shirt is off now because I'm like, oh, before this it was like Goku with just the blue undershirt on. I'm like, that's a cool look, and then I immediately noticed like, oh, it's all gone now. Vegeta as well, like it's like half torn.
Oh yeah, nips are out.
So they got beat to hell.
And Vegeta nips, those are rare nips.
Oh
yeah,
right.
Those don't show up very often. So we're finally at the core of the Big Getty Star, and it's revealed, hey, it's just Coola's head. And he's going to give us the exposition of,
Like,
what
half
is
a
this
head.
thing?
I love
Yeah,
it.
half a head.
Just about here.
It's, I feel so disgusting saying this. It's well executed because this whole time you've just been like, okay, it's a movie. There's just a big alien planet thing, and that's what's happening. But now it's like right at the end, hey, here's how this whole thing kind of weaved together and where we are now. Because you might have forgotten about that whole eating the planet thing because you've just been watching, blonde dudes fighting a silver robot, which is cool. And it's dang it.
Yeah, I don't have any problem saying that this later half of the movie is fantastic. The beginning is my big gripe.
I think
Well,
That's fair.
you're wrong about that, but that's all right.
I think Coola stopping everything to give a little exposition about how this needed to be is a little silly.
It is, but like Randy said, it ties it all together. If you forgot about the giant thing that was the impetus for this trip as a whole, well, you have it now. And they give you a reason to continue feeling utter despair for our characters here. Like, they're strung up, they're not moving, they can't do anything. And this guy is monologuing about his evil plan, which is the cliche. And yet you're still thinking, like, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. Piccolo's not going to do it.
Yeah, like our hero's eyeballs or pupils are like freaking like dead. Like it's like, whoa, they're really like, I've never seen them like this before.
Yeah, and Coola says he's going to make thousands of metal super Saiyans. Where are those figure arts?
Ooh. That's true.
I mean,
Make
this all goes back to the title of the movie too. It's just it's an outlandish, like, you're gonna feel despair. Like how can you go against 10 billion power of this cooler? Like it's really cool.
I love.
He's got 10 billion of those bitches.
So after they overload Coola's circuits and everything, and they both wake back up, and Goku is like bleeding and blood's bursting out of him and everything, and he's saying something of like, "I'll do the impossible. It doesn't matter." And then even Vegeta starts, talking about the impossible,
mentioning the impossible.
Yeah, these two.
And you've jumped past kind of like what I think is the most brilliant moment of this before they're even out of there. Cool is mentioning like, okay, I've gotten everything I need out of them. And that exact moment, there's a little spark out of Goku.
Yeah.
And then it like goes for a little bit and then things start exploding. And Cool is like, wait, something's wrong. Like, I shut that circuit down. And then dead-eyed, Goku reaches out and grabs the other strands there. You don't see anything. Like, his head jerks back and he just lets go with the power there. Like, Goku is listening, even if maybe unconscious this whole time.
Ultra
and
instinct.
he's ultra instinct reacting to what needs to be done here.
Wow.
And we see Vegeta do the same thing. And it's just like silent. They're like, we're not getting the dramatic or hopeful music here. It is just like weird visuals, scary visuals here. And then I think it actually gets a little cheesy. And I will say the little tiny spark that Goku holds up that's on like the poster or everything, I don't quite get that. It looks a little like, I know he's going to throw it into the core and that's what we got to do. But that whole scene there, it's just impeccable.
Because you'll never see this in Dragon Ball again. Dude, like this is like really cool and like unique.
And just in case this is a Zenpai question, we got to get him on it. Which is the game where you can play as this final form of Metal Coola? Yes, Randy.
Whoa.
It's Ultimate Tenkaichi or Ultimate Blast, I believe, in Japan.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh.
And Zenpai, if that was a question,
Check.
Get owned.
Ken's got to make an enemy out of everybody this episode, I see. Okay, that's fine.
Ken, I jumped in, but you were talking about the final moment of them
The
Goku
impossible.
and talking and Vegeta throwing.
Very motivational.
Yeah, and this moment they share together, believing the same thing about we're going to do the impossible. I just love that.
Whether it's like Saiyan pride or if it's just like, us two individually, like we always do the impossible or whatever.
Yeah, and this doesn't even go into like super territory, right? Where Vegeta is like, I'm not going to work with you, Kakarot. He does tell him like, don't tell me what to do, but he's still very willing to fight with Goku in this movie and stand, side by side with him, like literally hanging. They're both pulling on the things, and he has this moment where he just backs Goku up, and I love it. Maybe because no one's watching, he can get away with it.
It's just the two of them. They've lost so much blood. Kakarot might not even remember what's been going on here.
There's no big issue with that you guys have with them still being in a Super Saiyan state, even though they should be knocked out. When every other instance we've seen of them knocked out, they'd revert back to base form.
They did.
Or whatever.
They went back to base and then they power up again before they actually retaliate. Or do you mean when they're in
the Big Getty Star, like knocked out?
Doug,
Super Saiyan
I would
form.
like to remind you of a series called Dragon Ball GT, in which we had something called Saya Power. And perhaps this is something, Coola's ultimate goal is to make golden or metal Super Saiyans. So perhaps to do so, he has to extract the power out of them while they are Super Saiyan.
Wow. So he has instantaneous movement, and he knows how to make them turn into Super Saiyans knocked out.
Is it not cool? Is it not cool, Doug? You think about the coolness
I
factor.
don't know. Again, I don't have a problem with it either. It's just like one of those things where it's like,
Are the mom catching nets not cool enough for you, Doug?
how did they come about?
Okay, so we've got the Big Getty Star exploding. We've got all these other Coolas who are blowing up. We've got our, very nice.
Good thing they're all sharing the same Wi-Fi.
Chopping and mushing up robot, losing his screws that have come loose. And Big Getty Star is exploding. Goku and Vegeta work together. They take out the, what is left of Coola to finish it off. And we get to the end where everybody's, alive, watching the star explode, and Goku and Vegeta, they're okay too.
It ends on another all-timer classic funny moment.
Yeah.
It's true. It's so good.
Really
I
funny.
laugh every time.
I was worried, like, what? Because I knew how it ended like that. But I'm like, is this execution going to pan out well? And it does. It really does have like the cheery music of up close Goku smiling towards Gohan and just Gohan reaching up. Yeah. Woo. Nailed it.
But now we finally get to use those senzu that, Yajirobe was here for. So now we made it a good reason why he was here. So that was good. And Vegeta just takes off. He has the chip.
Yeah. That's really cool.
How do you know which one?
Look, he's lived with Bulma for like
Whatever
3
he
years
found.
at this point. He knows what a CPU looks like.
That's not even the right chip.
Yeah,
right.
we don't need. Yeah, it could just be literally anything.
That was just the Wi-Fi. It's like, yes, I've done it. Like, no, man,
we
that's
get
the
to
wrong one.
end on a humph. Like, come on, this
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than fish jumping, I'll tell you that.
And he's in what is very obviously a Frieza space pod for some reason. I love it.
Oh, yeah, because in the anime, he's using the exact same chip that like Goku and stuff use because that's the gravity training room.
If he's training in space, I wouldn't like put it past him finding a rogue, a older space pod that's been out there and a planet that's been conquered to use that to get around or whatever.
It's just silly. I like it.
It is.
Yeah, that is interesting. But then we get a cool song.
I see that ending of him crushing the chip, on all those old AMVs I used to watch, just always how they ended the Vegeta tributes with him like that. It's cool.
It's a good Vegeta moment. Just like it's a good ending credits song. I love this one. It's good.
yo. Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun,
So
dun.
good.
Yeah. Man,
The
it's
music,
such a good
Ken, you
song.
mentioned the music a little bit earlier. Doug, you mentioned it too. So, I mean, yeah, the ending theme is good, but everything about the musical landscape of this movie is kind of incredible. Some of the background music in here where we get the that's going to get reused to hell and high water, but that's fine. I think it's notable that this movie gets not one, but two variations of kind of like the classic battle theme background music from the series, which is the dun 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 dun. And I'm trying to think of if any other movies get that. I know movie 11 gets a really cool version when Goten and Trunks turn around, turn Super Saiyan. They get it there. There might be another movie that gets it, but I think it's notable that this one gets two versions of that. That kind of really helps solidify it as this time and this place in the series, really feeling like it. But you're the hero guy, man. Come on. What a banger of an ending.
So good.
So good. It's top tier for sure. Now, this is I don't know if I've seen this before or if I've just forgotten, but currently watching the Seed of Might color corrected version. And was this included in the original Japanese home release of having, or was this I suppose would have been at the movie theater, because we have Goku showing up and like, hey, wasn't that great? Well, this summer you get to see Trunks in his first movie. Like, I don't think I'd ever seen that before. Do other movies tend to have something like that, or is that something kind of a special one-off because Trunks is a big deal?
I had never seen it before. And I was just letting the movie play, and then that kicked up, and I was like, hold on. What is this? Yeah.
So that was actually included on the Funimation home video release. You have to watch the Japanese version to the end, but it is on there at the end of there. Movies did have some like digest videos sometimes that can be like a retelling. I remember my movie 12 fan sub had that there. I forget what all from the Dragon Box or on the Dragon Boxes have these kinds of videos, but yeah, there were things like this that would be played at the film festivals or on a home video release just to kind of promote this.
These film festivals, were they actual festivals that you could like walk in? There's a huge like screen that they showed the movie on? What is this?
Yeah, so they debuted as part of the Toei Anime Fair that were held like twice a year, usually during school breaks. So it would be a chance for like a real good article if you to read on the site, Doug, about this. These Toei Anime Fairs, they would be like triple features of movies. So you'd go see what did movie 6 play alongside? It played alongside Magical Talululu. I always forget what that movie is called. And it had the second Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai film with it as well. So these were, school break, go do cool things, see like the latest merchandise, check out some movies. The things about these films is they were not so secret ways to indoctrinate kids into other series. So, like, you're going to go see the Dragon Ball movie.
Right.
While you're there seeing the Dragon Ball movie, hey, have you heard about this Dai series? Like, here's just a standalone film that you get all the context you need in the first 2 minutes of it, and maybe you'll be a fan of that. I know our buddy in Japan, Kay, has talked about, like, they would go on to play at just, like, a theater. Like, you might be able to go down the road and see it later after it premiered at the Toei Anime Fair. But, like, these were special events that Toei put on. It's equivalent to, like, the Jump Super Anime Tour that they might do when the 2008 special aired and it toured around and they played a couple specials. Or like if Jump Festa has something, I forget, did Episode of Bardock play at a Jump Festa? I think it must have. But it's things like that, just like traveling tours where you're going to go see a bunch of movies.
That's really cool. Like that, I feel like everyone's a winner there. Like good marketing and good for the viewer experience. So that's cool.
Yeah, I wish I was a kid in Japan in the 90s. That would have been cool.
To our listeners, if, we're not going to advocate piracy or anything, but you should definitely check out the Seed of Might color corrected version of this film.
Oh my God, yeah.
How
beautiful it looked.
Night and day versus the yellow tinted mess that is the original that you can find on the Dragon Box and on the 1080p.
Did you know Namek Sky
web
was actually blue this entire time?
Well, not quite.
Color correcting.
But color corrected.
Actually red, Doug.
It's actually red.
Color corrected, this movie really pops, and I like just the colors in general, which are also kind of, I think, like a new color palette going forward for these movies. I think it switches between the last one and this one, but I'm not sure. I do know that on Twitter, this was a while ago, but the aforementioned K, said that the color designer, who for this movie would have been Hideko Sakai, said that they had outsourced some of this movie to a South Korean company who used a different kind of cell paint, kind of maybe tainting some of the colors in this movie, but maybe created a new color language for these. Now, if this were the wiki, we would definitely hunt down the source on this, but for the podcast, let's let it fly.
That's true. I guess some final thoughts. Like I said, I watched this in English for the first time, and I was kind of bummed that it was just a Mark Menza score. We didn't have American rock bands here. We skipped it. We did it in 4 and 5, and then not this one, and then they returned in 7 and 8. So, like, did Funimation know this movie's not that great? We don't gotta license.
They looked at it, said, "This is too sacred. Let's not taint it."
And add Mark Menza.
But Mark, get on it.
If anything, it has really cool fight scenes, like that scene that I see in AMVs all the time with Super Saiyan Goku against Cooler being pushed against the mountains. So boom, boom, boom. That was really cool.
But weren't they kind of flip-flopping a little bit? I can't remember. Does movie 7 have any of the real bands either? So was it a little bit of maybe
they did.
I don't think so. No.
I didn't do the wiki page for Super Android 13 yet, so I can't check. But I feel like it was probably just like a licensing break where they were really pumping these movies out, Funimation, pretty fast once they finally got around to working on all this stuff. So it was probably just a matter of, they had their fallout with Falconer at some point along the way. They've got other folks in here doing music. How many songs can you license from these big labels at the time?
Something makes me think that they released movie 7 first, and then they got 5 and 6. So it's like the release order. I could be 100% wrong. That's just like that was how I purchased these movies. Movie 7 first, then 5 and 6. Yeah.
You know what, Mike? You were correct. Movie 7
really?
does not have American bands. It is, but they come back for movie 8. So
dub expert VegettoEX here on the line.
Can't even need you to make a shiny graphic to have underneath him at all times now that says
with a hotline number. Call for all your inquiries about dub questions.
VegettoEX dub expert.
Now, as we start to close out here, Randy and Doug, do you guys feel any differently just over the course of this episode, and perhaps in as so far as you remember feeling about this movie in 2021? Because I'll tell you, in 2021, you guys were super against this movie.
Mm-hmm. I think because I had not seen it, but before I had seen it for that time, I remember enjoying the movie. And then when it was time for review and actually looking at it as a movie proper, I was way disappointed. Now that I was disappointed again, and then watching it now, equally disappointed.
Do you appreciate it more?
No, not at all. It's still the same art, still the same things that are bad about it. I don't know how you could rewatch this again over and over again by choice. You guys explain why some things make sense, like why Vegeta's there, but that doesn't make the movie good. You guys explain, what else did you explain? I forget what other, but whatever, it made sense.
I told you, I love the mixture of the comedic moments with the foreshadowy kinds of things. I think some of the action spectacular. I think the dialogue out of characters, the mood, the setting, just everything I feel about this film. It makes me feel good watching it. And I have gone back to some other films. I really do try to sit down and watch movie 4 every couple of years. I'm like, I can't do this, man. I just can't do it. I've come around a lot on movie 11. I think that's worth a reappraisal from me at some point. I don't dislike movie 10 as much as people seem to these days. But yeah, 4 actually gets worse for me every time I watch it. But there's something about this movie. I'm sure some of it was an early movie fan sub that I got. It was something I had that I could watch in Japanese, and it was a self-contained thing. So I didn't have my 3 episodes of Cell and my 5 episodes of Saiyan. And then, I had some movies over here. So it made an impact on me that way.
Yeah.
Just something about this movie just lives rent free in my head, dog. I just like it. I have a good time.
Yeah.
I've always felt that way. It's wild to me going back. I didn't know what I was going to write back there in 98, but yeah, I still feel the same way about that movie that I felt in '98. It's wild.
Again, like everything once Vegeta arrives, or I guess once Goku turns Super Saiyan and onwards for me is like great, unique, and like just great stuff. It's just everything before that.
But don't you feel that way about probably all of the movies? Like there's very few other movies where I think, oh, I like the opening stuff. Movie 7's probably a good example of that with the mall stuff. I think that's all really funny.
Yeah.
There's what other early stuff like I don't love
for movie 5 for me, like really, especially watching it just before this, I think maybe that might have been a detriment to me enjoying this movie less, was like this all feels like good stuff like in the beginning.
But 5 also feels like a by the numbers kind of film.
Right.
Fault.
And I praise movie 6 for how unique and like outlandish it is with even from the get-go. So I'd give it that. I give it props, but
yeah, you said we're not going to compare them, and I think it's worth reviewing movie 6 in a bubble. I did the same thing. I watched movies 5 and 6 back to back in one sitting. I had a great time. I was actually shocked at how good of a time I had just sitting and watching those two back to back. I just have a good time watching movie 6. It's hard for me to articulate, and I know that's bad for a podcast, like the why of that. But I do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. Having this conversation has changed my mind.
Oh no.
And I'm going to say,
how deeply?
Yeah. You know what? 6 is all right. I'm going to upgrade it to it's an all right.
What a sheep for
this.
We did it.
I had watched movie 6 in a bubble, and then the next day I did 5 and 6. Except for 6, I watched dubbed, and then I started watching it again today, but I didn't get a chance to finish watching it for a third time in the last 2 to 3 days. But yeah, you know what? It does kind of it's different, and that's kind of cool that they go for that. And you've got some good comedy at the start. The iffy animation really just kind of like bugs me, but like it is what it is. But it has that quality of the actual fight of Goku just like already, at his limits, and that this is going to be a desperate fight all out. All right. You win. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to, but you made me say it.
Folks, we changed him.
So I look forward to seeing what other people said, because they also did not have very kind things to say when we reviewed it 5 years ago. And we get to revisit, what they had to say again this time. Alrighty, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to hear what you guys had to say about movie 6 in just a minute. Alrighty, we are back here with some more We Got a Podcast, but this time we get to hear what you all had to say. Ken, as always, out there in the blue sky, asking the big questions. It's been a long time coming, but it's time to reevaluate Z Movie 6. As the Z Movie's first sequel, how does it perform? What is this movie's legacy? And wanted to know your opinions. And Ken, I think there's one that you wanted to start off with first.
Yeah, we usually don't read the quote skeets here, but I wanted to read this one because I think it's very, it's very pertinent to what we're discussing here today. Mr. Dog writes in and says, I like this film. There you go.
Snoop Dogg chimed in. Mr. Dog himself.
Dog son himself.
D-O-double-G.
All right. We've got Shu, who says, don't like it much.
Well, the duality of man.
Shu, you know what?
Dude.
You're not a wiki editor anymore.
Oh, damn. I think this is the first skeet that has had repercussions
We've had
in the community at large.
2 dogs with their opinions already.
That's
right?
Shu, like Shu and my.
Wow.
Okay, I get
Deep.
Mike, do you want to take this one from Russ?
I can take Russ. You'll be hearing from me and Russ soon. That's a weird thing to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
Russ says, as a kid, I was awestruck by by there being a direct sequel to my favorite DBZ movie. I was such a Frieza mark and therefore a huge Coola mark too. And then I saw the movie and I was just left scratching my head in confusion. It's pretty nonsensical to say the least. Glad Vegeta's finally here though. I don't think it's as egregious as Broly 2 or 3, but I've never felt the need to rewatch it over and over. The reveal of the army of Metal Coolas is pretty cool, and I have a weird nostalgia for seeing the weird kaiju-sized Coola at the end, but that's not enough to make it good. Also, it's a shame we never got a Metal Final Form Coola. could have been slick as hell. If I revisit, I watch the abridged version because Vegeta gets kicked in the dick a lot.
Wow. Randy and Doug, I will tell you to look forward in Heroes. We will get golden form Metal Coola. So look forward to that.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh.
Didn't know I needed that, but now I need it.
Is that also in Xenoverse?
That I cannot answer.
Yeah. Unknown. Alrighty.
Jacob Sawyer writes in, says, I am just a fan of Coola in his metal form. Looking forward to have my heart and mind changed in general about this movie by Ken's persuasiveness.
Gotta say, I
Did
don't
it
think
work?
you persuaded. Well, you persuaded Randy. I don't know why Randy switched over for nothing.
I didn't switch over for nothing.
Doug, I think you do love this movie. You just can't accept it yet.
I cannot. I love
Doug,
the later
will you
half.
accept Metal Coola into your home?
Into my life? He's already been here by not my choice. Okay? I don't know how he got here.
It's going to be a deathbed confession of just Doug, 80 years from now being like, I actually
Lowered
really
into the
like
casket.
movie 6.
Oh. Why was Yajirobe there?
I'll take this one here from Lance Myster Fusion, who says, I'm glad you like it, but for me, it's all spectacle, no substance. There's no characterization, barely a premise. The whole thing is just an excuse to bash all the interchangeable action figures together. That said, it has good moments. The army of Coolas appearing above the hill is a wham moment like no other. Namek has never looked more beautiful, and as cliche as it has become, there is an excitement to seeing Goku and Vegeta work together. Also, it came out on my birthday, so that's pretty cool, I guess. The big Getty star pumping out all the resources, though, should have had one of those mosaic blurs on it. I can't believe kids are allowed to watch such film.
Yeah.
Look, they had to keep themselves happy while they were animating.
They really had a good time with that.
It's not just that. It's like all the little mech moments of the hands early on where it goes like, shoop, 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 shoop. It's so well animated. Oh, they're having a ball with that.
You see everything on the inside of his fingers, like
Yeah,
whoa.
you see everything on the inside, Doug. Yeah.
I didn't ask for that.
It reminded me of like in Ava where you see something mechanical happening and they're flipping every switch and you see the intricacies of these things working. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mike, do you want to take this one from Sylvie?
Sylvie says, my favorite part of this movie was the intro. Doug, pay attention.
Whoa.
Seeing such a familiar place and watching as a cosmic horror slowly attaches itself is pretty horrifying. There's also some pretty cool choreography in the first half, some choice faces and frames, and memorable iconography that's still stuck around. Otherwise, this feels like a movie that would be a great first watch, then worse each time after. Selby, you had me in the first half. The big, tense, desperate point where a billion Coolas show up loses all its punch when you know it's coming.
Yeah.
And we barely see the Namekians enough to remind us what our heroes are fighting to protect. I noticed music was also off and on, if that maybe contributes to this movie boring some folks. It's also one of those all fighting ones, which isn't for everyone. And I felt it by the end since it's mostly a bunch of explosions that go on too long. Not the worst movie, IMO, but wish it was better.
That's why I wanted the Namekians to like fight as well, because you really do forget that they were there.
I think the writers did, yeah.
Yeah, once the fighting starts with the robots, they're gone. Like you don't. Where do they go? They take seek shelter. They come back in the end, but yeah.
Yeah. I will say, Sylvie, if you really like the watching as a cosmic horror slowly approaches and attaches itself to a planet is pretty horrifying, and you like that, I recommend checking out Transformers, the movie, 1986, which opens the exact same way. We have Unicron coming and starting to eat up the planet that they're on. So give that a watch. It's good times.
Yeah, but I don't know if I agree with the ending just being, it's not like the fighting really just takes place in the middle of the movie, which is interesting because like then the later half is not really, it's just like outwitting Cooler in a sense. I don't know. I don't know if I got that from you guys during this recording or not.
Action Crustacean, which is an awesome name. I love that. It sounds like a great video game too. I would have much preferred it if it was a metal version of his final form for movie 5. Yeah. But see, right at the end, when he's getting pushed into the sun, he does revert back to his fourth form.
Right. And also wondered why then too, but.
And it's a callback to Frieza, who is in his, final form 100%, all buffed up. And when he comes back as, all mechanized, He's back down to just his regular fourth form.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll take this one here from Gojira007, who says, "It looks like ass. Its story is a nonsensical mashup of several of the, at that time, most recent story beats from the prior movie and the actual manga/anime, and its finale may honestly be one of the limpest in the franchise. A handful of genuinely iconic shots and elements isn't enough to save it." Limpest. I gotta start using that more often. That's good.
Guys, they just took this idea from Yakon. You know, the chapters years
Years later.
after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Mike, you want to take this one from Kebabs, aka Cal? Kebabs?
Yeah. And I know that because this person is a frequent contributor to Kind of Funny videos. So,
Oh, really?
Doug,
Oh.
if this is why this name sounds familiar, it's kebabs.
That's so funny. Kind of funny.
They let me know when my website was in the background of like a Kind of Funny thing at some point.
Oh,
I love
really?
it. Good. Keeping tabs on everything. Kebab says, hot take. I don't think any of the classic Z movies are good except for the last one. They're all fighting promo pieces, and while Dragon Ball is largely that, it at least has a compelling story wrapped around it. Only Wrath of the Dragon, that's Z movie 13 for all you folks. As a dub expert, I do know that title. Really bothered to do the same with Tapion and Trunks.
I mean, when we're comparing all these, it's all just like being promo movies of just come to a theater and see some stuff. But movie 13,
Yes.
I think, is a
Yes.
cut above.
It,
And
it
it's how
totally
well-
is.
How well you execute it too, because like Dr. Slug, Slug is just a bad execution of it, but the Cooler movie is a great execution of a retelling of a story.
I think that should have been the real movie 5, is that Lord Slug comes back, but he got his doctorate in the in the interviewing time. And now he's
Got a
Dr.
PhD,
Slug.
and you know that was the old doc. That was the old Lord Slug. I'm a doctor now.
You know,
Yeah.
I think most of these movies are pretty successful in telling a story, whether or not they are just retreading stuff from the
Yeah.
series. You know, for the longest time, if someone asked me what was my favorite of the Z movies, I would have been like, "Oh, well, it's movie 8 because that's the only one that's really a movie length." And so it's just like coming down to what are you trying to get out of these movies? And I think what I try to get out of them is fun and not feeling like I wasted my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what the kids are there doing. They're just there to have a good time. Like that doesn't excuse any of the poor writing. I am going to take a real quick detour into, and I was trying to find this quote and I found it on one of the FAQs that we have on Consenshu, but just about making these films and the time it would take. Koyama says it would take about 3 months time from the planning stage until the completion of a single movie scenario. DBZ had 2 movies shown each year in spring and summer. So that works out to me having been writing a theatrical movie scenario for over half a given year at any time. Like they are pumping these out. They know they're going to meet these marks. That doesn't excuse it, but it does explain what's going on with these movies. We're like,
Right.
look, we got a kids film festival. Just write a dumb movie and have fun doing it. Get it out there.
True. Yeah.
I do get what they mean by movie 13 being like a different cut than the rest. You know, it does feel like its own proper.
I mean, they also knew that was going to be a send off too. So like that was different.
Do you think there is any other franchise out there with a great number of movies? So think One Piece, Naruto, where you can go, and even if you are like a scholar of those series, where you can really go through and intimately name all of the villains of each of those movies? Like there is something iconic about Garlic Jr. Maybe not Dr. Wiro to an extent. Tullus for sure. Coola, Broly, Bojack, maybe to a lesser extent there, right? Janemba, but these are characters you remember and you walk away from. If I ask anyone, be like, what's the name of the bad guy from the first Naruto movie? No one's going to know that.
You know, I would say that if you're a big fan of those, obviously, but now I'm thinking about it, all of these movie villains show up in video games, and Naruto has plenty of video games, but the movie villains are not part of those.
Really?
I think early on they might have been, but yeah, it's just, I don't think that spirit is there. And there's something about these movies that they are persistent in the media that are coming afterwards, right? You open up Sparking Zero and you're upset when Ebifuria's not in there, right? Because you expect all of these iconic movie characters to be there.
This dates back to the Famicom games. Like there would be hidden characters like Coola's in DBZ 3, I think maybe.
I think so.
Garlic's in the first DBZ Famicom game. Like, yeah, it's not just the newer era of these games. Back then, like they would throw them in. You think of Super Butoden 2 that had Broly as a hidden unlockable, while Bojack and Zangia are like fresh off the press there. So yeah, there's something about the Z movies, and in particular the Z movies. I guess of the Dragon Ball ones, like you're not going to throw Gurnemes in a game. I guess maybe you could throw Lucifer in a game, but you're really not going to do that. And then 3 is just all characters you already know, so they didn't really get a chance to do much with those. But the Z movie villains, there's something about them that is iconic, every single one of them.
Yeah.
And they knew it at the time too, clearly.
Right, exactly. Otherwise, why would you, market on it if it was like, nobody remembers these, nobody cares, let's just throw away stuff. Yeah, it's a good point. Ken, do you want to take this next one?
Yeah, Softail Fox says, I love its more sci-fi leaning with the cyber planet. I wish they explored that more, but this isn't the franchise to do that. Was there a movie that lifted most of this idea from I could check out? So how does Veggie know of this? Why is Dende God? And how did they have more energy after being beaten? It is a very dumb movie. But then again, a movie being dumb doesn't mean it's not enjoyable. And what is enjoyable is very subjective. I admit, I enjoy most of old Dragon Ball. However, I do struggle when it gets repetitive. But these movies are pretty isolated, so I can watch them independently. So, is this a good movie? If you like a cohesive story, then no. And I do fall in this camp often, but if you enjoy fun action and some funny gags, it is quite entertaining, and I think that's valid. It's not one of the best, but can be fun and enjoyed for what it was, smiling, kind of cutesy emoticon.
Yeah, you know what? Very true. And like I said, Transformers 1986 is right there if you want some more things that might have this had lifted something from. But, yeah, is it dumb? Sure. But is it fun? Yeah. Unfortunately, I said it. It is fun. Michael, do you want to take this one from, oh gosh, Micaiah? Is that how you would do this one? Is this person new?
I believe so. We got a lot of people heard we were re-reviewing movie 6 and they came out of the woodworks.
Micaiah doesn't follow me. Micaiah follow VegettoEX. Micaiah says, this is the first DBZ movie where, even as a kid, I started to notice the formula and runtime really hamstring the story they wanted to tell. Its ending is so rushed and haphazard, it feels like a beginner fanfic writer desperately trying to get themselves out of an enemy too strong hole. Might have been. And while all the movies grossly mischaracterize the non-science to some degree, I feel Roshi, Krillin, and the gang being damsels in distress is way offbeat, especially where they can't stop one robot from walking away. ? It bites because this movie has some legitimately cool action, and the set piece and idea of fighting literally thousands of coolers is awesome, if we got to see it. Well, I feel like that's something we address where you don't need to see it. I kind of don't want to see it either. What's it going to be, a big dog pile? They're not going to want to follow me after I...
But no, I get it, because like apparently back then wanted that too, but like no, it would be like you would get the same like animation where it's just like flash, punch like a bunch of times.
It reminds me of Goku versus Majin Vegeta, where we really don't see anything in the manga, and there's a lot added to the anime. And I guess like, yeah, you want to see that fight, but like they're just gonna punch each other back and forth a lot. Like we get that sexy slap out of it though.
Sometimes the lack of what you see like makes it better too, like the mystery of it all.
Yeah.
Makes things like leaves up to your imagination.
Yeah.
True. I only just now realized that I fell out of the regular cadence where I should have read that one, but I gave it to Mike. So
I'll take it.
Apologize that threw you off. So I'll take this one from Neldor, who says, overall, I found it kind of boring. The story is basically non-existent. It has some nice visuals, and the action, while it has its cool moments, is not good enough to carry the movie on its own. I urge you, take a watch again after listening to this. Maybe you could have been convinced.
A lot of people have been saying like the story is non-existent. I don't, as much as I hate this movie, I don't think the story is non-existent. It definitely is there, especially talking to you guys about it. But yeah,
Doug, you don't hate this movie.
Yeah, I agree. Doug, I think you really do like it.
I'm not watching it for you, movie 6, Baka.
Doug is the tsundere of movie 6. Like, he's just like, it's not like I like you, Baka. Watches it again.
Why did Metal Coola say something about me?
Ken, then do you want to take this from Weeba?
Yeah, Weeba says, okay, so I can start off with some goods. I don't actually mind that we get into the main fight pretty quickly. This movie is about Coola's revenge, and by Dende, that's what we're getting. Of course, I'd also have appreciated a little more breathing room for the side gang, but the movie only has 45 minutes. Also, I appreciated seeing Goku and Vegeta work together to take down the big bad, especially at a time when manga and Dragon Ball Z proper, when that essentially never happened. But aside from that, I can't really say that I enjoyed the film overall. Unfortunately, everything else from the animation to the very confusing timeline placement of this film really take me out of the experience. I think if Toei allowed a little extra runtime, maybe things could have worked out better. But at the end of the day, this film is only meant to be tie-in promotional material. So how did you feel about movie 2, movie 3?
Yeah.
Right? Movie 7, Broly, like...
Yeah, if I got mad about how they all fit in the timeline, I wouldn't like any of these movies.
I'm the timeline guy, and I'm telling you to let it go.
Right. From the very beginning, once we see Dende, it's like, this doesn't make sense at all right now. So
Yeah.
we're past that.
That's true.
And I feel like the side characters got like a fair amount of screen time too, especially like when they're in the actual Big Eddie Star with the Dr. Slump robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Why am I defending this movie? Why am I defending?
You know what?
See?
From the title card, it's really good.
I think it's genius how it's just a white font.
I'll take this one here quick from GGF, who says, no particular thoughts about the film other than kind of lackluster animation, but will take any chance I can to share the Metal Coola song they made for Dokkan Battle a few years back when he headlined a big celebration. I think it's fun.
I'm curious what's on the talking about, because I played Dokkan back in the day for a few years, so I might have heard what they're talking about.
I bought that 10th anniversary Dokkan CD set. I've never played. No, I guess I played it for like
Never
a week,
listened to it. Oh, okay.
Haven't opened it yet. No, I did open it. Haven't opened the Broly soundtrack. I did open this to look at the booklet.
Oh.
Of course. Well, then I'm going to definitely have to check out that music video / just listen to that song here. So GGF, thanks for including the link so I don't have to hunt it down. Much appreciated. Mike, do you want to take this one from Therese?
Therese, best friend. I love it. I like it more than movie 5. Part of that is just because it has Vegeta in it. But it's so funny. The soundtrack is amazing. I love the bit at the end where Gohan is trying to catch his dad as he's falling and he ends up a few feet away. Yajirobe and the beans. All good stuff. Therese,
you'll be saying Big Bang Attack for weeks to come. You read it in that voice.
Yeah, did you hack Therese's account here and post this? It's very suspicious.
I don't think I like it more than movie 5, but I still love.
That's all I'm
this
asking
movie.
for, Ken.
It's not a comparison, Ken.
Yeah. Well, she's making the comparison.
We can all agree movie 5 is better. I say that without checking with everybody
confirming.
else.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, you want to take this last one here from Rob?
Rob. From a rewatch, boy, you can tell doing 2 movies a year really put a strain on the team. I wish they had more time to polish this movie since it has interesting ideas in it. It's cool to see Vegeta's first movie appearance, and it's cool to see both Goku and Vegeta work together for the first time. Wish they gave Piccolo more to do since by this point he is fused with Nail and Kami. Since the team probably knew what Toriyama had planned since they spoiled Dende being the new guardian of Earth for everyone who went to see this in theaters. I will say I did find the conversation with Goku and Gohan near the beginning of the movie really cute, with Goku telling Gohan, learn more about new Namek. Also, I find it really funny that Kimi ga Hero, the ending theme, sounds more like a theme for Future Trunks, who's not in the movie.
I'd have to really take a look at the lyrics.
Was there really a team up between Goku and Vegeta, or did Goku like just follow suit with what Vegeta was doing? Because their team up is just them like charging towards Cooler and bashing him.
Still
Vegeta
more than they've ever done.
I guess if Vegeta the whole time is like, get off me, don't touch me or whatever, and I don't know. They just have that Saiyan Link mind where they're just like, let's charge them together.
Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, man, they're working together.
Whoa, since back then.
They're working together.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Speaking of rhymes, we of course would be remiss if we left out Zenpai. I don't know how that rhymes, but Ken is just, he's like, this episode has already gone on so long, I'm going to have to edit it. But this is such a monumental episode, Ken. You have
guys
to let
let
it be
this
big.
guy host this podcast? What? I don't understand.
But one more thing.
I'd like to see you do better. Oh, wait. You've got 20 years of experience. Never mind.
How about you
Randy,
shut up,
I
Mike, and
love
do
you.
it yourself?
All righty. So, segue. Don't even think about it. Senpai here. He's got some trivia for you,
Stop
Doug,
mentioning
and everybody else. So we've got some questions, and of course, let's see how well you do. Question 1. 7 people headed out to New Namek. 6 of them wore spacesuits. However, we never see the name tag of 2 of them. Which ones?
What?
We definitely see oolongs.
Yeah, do we want to work this out as a group, maybe?
Yeah.
I think you should all work together.
We definitely see
We see Oolong, we
Kurodins.
see Goku.
Okay.
Goku notably is Goku. There's no H on the end of it.
I don't think we see Gohan's, right? We just see the back of Gohan.
Probably would be Gohan and Roshi then, right?
I don't think we see Turtle Hermit, yeah.
Because we definitely get the up close of Yajirobe.
And we're excluding Piccolo from this, right? Because he's not
Yeah,
wearing a
Piccolo's
spacesuit.
not wearing one.
He wasn't wearing it.
Right. Only
Is that
those
your
that wore
final answer?
spacesuits. Your final answer is Gohan and Yajirobe?
No.
Turtle
Yajirobe?
Hermit.
Okay.
No,
Turtle Hermit. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. I almost gave it away because it actually is Gohan and Yajirobe.
Wow.
Because we're going to follow up with this. What is written on Turtle Hermit's spacesuit name tag?
Does it say Kame?
Hey, Mike's got it right off the bat.
Oh,
It is
wow.
just Kame.
Here we go. Name confirmed. Put that in the rumor guide, Mike.
This movie sucks now.
Number 3, movie 6 has a particularity among all 13 original Dragon Ball Z movies. Which is it? So this is very broad.
Yeah, Namek.
Because I already brought up, it's the only one where there isn't a single woman in it. But
Yeah.
that's not his answer.
Only one in Namek.
It's the only one with Metal Coola.
We could do the women. We could do the...
It's the only one with slaves.
No, movie 8.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Totally right.
Do you want to
Dragon
give
Ball's
us
not short of its.
a hint of what he's aiming for
like,
here?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. So it has to do with something outside of the movie proper.
Like it was scored by someone or it was directed by someone.
Doesn't mean outside of the main content, from the opening scene to the crushing of the chip. Something outside of that.
It's not the first one with the cold open. Or it might be the first one with the cold open, but it's not the only one.
Right.
Is this the only one to not appear alongside Dr. Slump?
No, 5 and 6, or 6 and 7 did not. No, there are a
Was
bunch
that-
that didn't
Okay.
in a row there, because some movies were gone for a little bit, and then they came back with 8.
It's not that next episode preview we talked about at the end, was it?
Hey, Doug got it. It promoted its own sequel at the end with a short clip of Goku saying it will premiere that summer.
Is that double points for Doug? Because we mentioned it before and I also got it this time. Thank
the-
you. I will take those points.
So that preview makes a big deal about Trunks. And Mike, you may know this. Was Jump running like character polls back then?
Yeah.
So was Trunks like topping character polls at the time?
I don't
And
have
they had to be
the
like-
character poll.
We're sorry Trunks isn't in this one. We promise he's in the next one.
Well, like, especially with, like, I think if they had to fit this in a timeline of something, it'd be before Trunks even comes back for the androids, right?
Well, I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about just the way. If Trunks was ultra popular, and he's
Yeah.
not in this, and they have to stress that he'll be in the next one, was that because he was so popular at the time?
Yeah, in
That makes sense to me.
1993, there was a character poll. This is the one you probably think of when you think of a character popularity poll. The 2-page spread. Trunks is number 3, above Vegeta on that one. That is 1993 though. So they probably knew. Yeah, Trunks is popular. I mean, think about this. We go from the first Vegeta movie to the first Trunks movie to. It makes sense. They're the ones joining the crew. So yeah, we're just gonna throw them all in from here on out.
First Vegeta movie, first Trunks movie, first Broly movie.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Okay, well, that brings an end to trivia. And of course, that brings an end.
No, it's not.
What?
Because I have a trivia question for Doug. Doug,
brought trivia.
Do you know what Coola's name is a pun on?
Meshi Demikura, which is like let's chow.
Meshi demo.
Let's chow down.
You got it, Melody. Yeah. All right.
It was something. I learned that 5 years ago and held on.
What is Gete a pun on?
I don't know that we know.
The mysteries. Will they ever end?
They won't. But this episode ends. So I want to thank everybody for listening. We love interacting with you, keeping you in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can post at us on Blue Sky. We're keeping it easy. We're at wegottapodcast.com over there, or you can email us at wegottapod. No, you can't. You can email us at show at wegottapodcast.com. That's right. This is I took this outline from a previous before we had that email.
You're crumbling. But yeah, we want to thank Rifti Beats for letting us use this track, Kakarot theme hip hop track remix. You can find that track by Rifti, another great music by him, on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you? When and where can the people find you?
All the time, you can find me at detectivex.bsky.social.
And Randy?
You can find me at Saberbreaker at wegottapodcast.com. Of course, you could just search Saberbreaker. That'd be easier.
That'd be a way. But if someone were to search Mike, how could they find you?
Well, you would spell Vegetto correctly. That's VegettoEX. Look for that. You'll find me. There is some other guy that calls himself VegettoEX with a lowercase x at the end. I think he talks about computer hardware in Spain or Mexico or something. I don't know. That's the wrong guy.
Same thing.
Well, it's Spanish. I don't know, buddy. Doug, what's Spanish in Spanish?
Espanisho.
Oh, God. But of course, Kanzenshu, KANZENSHUU.com. It's the website. It's the forum. It's the podcast. It's the wiki. It is your institution of Dragon Ball knowledge. It's me.
And what about on Saturday nights?
GrabYourNearest.com. Everyone that you see right here, we're playing kart together. We're throwing shells. We're razzing. We're jazzing, having a good time.
I'm playing right now.
We're clicking, we're clacking.
It's a good time.
It is. It is. Can you call it the content? I think it is. It's really a free extra podcast. All the podcasts are free, so I don't know, whatever. But it's
bonus.
It is Dragon Ball All Stars. It's A&V All Stars. It's other podcast All Stars. It's just Doug. You got to hang out with JP. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was so great. He took me to space, kinda.
Kinda.
Doug, where do people find you?
Oh, Jabaz Doug on all the socials. That's where you find me.
Well, that's it. We finally reviewed movie 6 again, which means I'm leaving the podcast. We did it. Came full circle. You know,
no,
you got me now.
No, this is the worst possible outcome.
This is not equivalent exchange.
No, of course, I'm not going anywhere. Like it or not, bitches. So what else is there to say?
I was ready to buy, bitch. Ken.
Oh yeah, I should. I'll make the graphic, but I'm doing the Ebisawa Vegito pose instead. So, without further ado, we'll catch you Matanator.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.